And here it is. We go again. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to Mo. Here it is. We go again. Here I am again. Hope you are there with me. The session commences and your company required. That thing that happens sometimes twice a day, happening twice a day in this instance. If you are available, avail yourself of what is going on here. One man went to Mo. The eagle has landed.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno wao. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Mwanemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior. Just sing along, holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting it right and getting it faster now. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting it right, faster, never freedom. Is another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno wao. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo.
And there it is right there. Holy Holy, the Holy Holy song from the eastern part of Nigeria. So a lot of this session will be spent in Osun State because that seems to be where the narrative is. Let me just rattle through the headlines that we will be contending with. That is, of course, if the session progresses beyond the readout. It says, there is dignity in labor. Obi replies, Tinubu. So apparently there seems to be a back and forth going on between Peter Obi and Tinubu. So he's now punching up to break through to the upper echelons of the Nigerian political elite. So Peter Obi now talking tough to the seniors. Let's put it that way. There is dignity in labor. Peter Obi replies, Tinubu. So hopefully the piece will tell us what Tinubu said for Peter Obi to reply to. So that's the going on there. Peter Obi storms Oshogbo for Osun governorship campaign. So of course, this much anticipated. You are, I just remembered that my bin is still outside, so I'll probably go pick that up just, yes, Peter Obi storms Oshogbo for Osun governorship campaign. So there it is right there. So we anticipated that this guy had to show presence, and it looks as though show presence he has done. So that's Peter Obi there in Osun State. So still spending time in Osun State. Gubernatorial election, Peter Obi stormed Osun State for Labour Party candidates. So a lot of time to be spent on that. There is dignity in Labour. Oh, that seems to be somewhat repetitive. So we see if we can't abandon one of those. We don't know Peter Obi and he doesn't know us. So in the earlier session, we brought you the narrative of the Sheikh Gumi, or was it even yesterday? Sheikh Gumi saying essentially that the IPOB silence is to state then that the whole Biafra movement was essentially a political gimmick. And with Peter Obi, imagine now, they are now somewhat silenced. So it looks as though the IPOB are responding then to that assertion by Sheikh Gumi. But all this response that IPOB keep giving to anything critical or anything seeking to align their name with Peter Obi, it only goes further to solidify the assertion that they are somewhat aligned with Peter Obi. So okay, okay, I think I found what offense that Peter Obi might have been responding to. So this seems to be what outrages Peter Obi. You are evil and arrogant. Outrage, as Tinubu says, Labour Party's obedient will labor till death. So, so it's just if there's anything that is going to cost this this character, that presidency, is going to be his utterances, verbal diarrhea. Anytime he opens his mouth, it's just a plethora of nonsense. So there it is right there. Another Tinubu headline. Hold on. So another Tinubu headline. I'm not sure if this is too feeble to bring to you. Buhari has opened door for me to resolve ASU strike. And that's Tinubu saying that. So he already taken a presidential stance. We'll probably discuss that and then the reasons why he speaks somewhat in a presidential tone every time he speaks, because there's something that underpins that. And I want to explore the theories that you guys might have and the theories that I might have on that score as well. So plenty to go through. Relax, kick back, settle into it. The usual protocol, as you are coming in, click on the like button. If you are not subscribed already, please make sure you do that. And then if you want to come join me on the screen, click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard. That brings you into a studio space. And as soon as I finish reading out the talking points, then I'll engage you in a conversation around it. So that is how it works. An open microphone session and the open microphone, the hyperlink that says StreamYard. Let's come in via the care guides so that we go then into the fullness of it. But first, to the care guides.
Water, only water, only water, where is Sima? Water, only water, where is Sima? Hapa o naido. you don come o. Apa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Ilé sọ́díyà kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Chief Wailati kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mùdé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùdódò jàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosoname ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodunke ẹyẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní rí wà gbéṣe o.
And there it is, right there. Ikuko Neru Agbeche, the Kegite. May death have nothing to do with us. Pardon me. I just had to rush outside of the house quickly to go and pick up my bean. Yeah, of course, the bean men have been around to pick them up and not forgotten that they had done that. So slightly out of breath. All right, there it is. So straight to it. You are evil, arrogant, outraged as Tinubu says Labour Party obedience will labor till death. Some aggrieved Nigerians have expressed their displeasure over the statements made by the All Progressives Congress APC presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, that Peter Obi's Labour Party and others will labor till death. Tinubu, who is also the APC national leader, said Labour Party and the likes are mushroom parties. The statement that has been, let's take it again. Tinubu, who is also the APC national leader, said Labour Party and the likes are mushroom parties. The statement that has greeted with outrageous remarks by tweets. So that's how it's been written. Some tweets are who are obedient movement members on Twitter said Tinubu is evil and arrogant for making such statements. Tinubu made the statement on Sunday when he and other APC chieftains and stalwarts stormed Osun State in a rally to campaign for Governor Gboyega Oyetola. Think about your children and vote accordingly so you can see the future. Come out en masse. Don't mind PDP and other mushroom parties like Labour. They will labor till they die. God will not make you laborers, Tinubu had said. Tinubu had said. Reacting on Twitter, Uche Okoye reacted. Tinubu said obedience will labor till they die, but his children are buying up the choicest areas in New York at $2 million. This man is a definition of evil. So this is another commentator, man like I see, said Tinubu just called Labour Party, Accord Party, and SDP mushroom parties in Osun. Very arrogant man. Tinubu said people will labor till they die. Said Maybex tweeted a careless and insulting comment to political opponents. Tweeting for the record, because dead or alive, Tinubu will be trolled for this comment in the future. When it happens, nobody should ask if people don't have elders in their family. Bola Ahmed Tinubu says Nigerians will labor in vain. So he didn't actually say Nigerians will labor in vain. He's saying mushroom parties like Labour, etc., they will labor in vain. Completely different. Bola Ahmed Tinubu says Nigerians will labor in vain. This man is daring Nigerians. I urge everyone to be prepared to vote against BAT come 2023. Enough is enough. A man that doesn't have the balls to do Muslim tickets in Lagos but wants to Islamize us at the federal level, says Emeka Ede. Another one, Rito O'Clock is the next commentator. This fraudster called Tinubu is calling Labour Party a mushroom party. Someone that cannot speak to a large number of people without speaking Yoruba. How can this fraudster move Nigeria forward? Buhari is better than this man. Only a thief hates labor or insults laborer. Is Tinubu a thief? This is a Dino case man. Is the person. Today, the man without history, but who wants to be president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was in Oshogbo, Osun State for the grand finale of his party's governorship campaign. So there it is right there. So that was what opened up the space. And that was that was what opened up the space. And of course, very quickly now, Peter Obi seizes the opportunity. There is dignity in Labour, Peter Obi replies Tinubu. Labour Party LP presidential candidate Peter Obi on Wednesday reacted to comments made by the flag bearer of the All Progressives Congress APC, Bola Tinubu, in Osun State on Tuesday. The former Lagos governor had, whilst speaking during the APC mega governorship rally in Oshogbo, dismissed the People's Democratic Party PDP and the Labour Party as mushroom parties. Tinubu said members of the LP would labor till death. I ask you to please do the same thing you did in Ekiti. Come out with your PVCs and I ask you to please do the same thing you did in Ekiti. Come out with your PVCs and vote massively for APC. The voting is now in your hands. Be very vigilant, be watchful. You will not do it in vain. Think about your children and vote accordingly so you can see the future. Come out en masse. Don't mind PDP and other mushroom parties. Parties like Labour, they will labor till they die. God will not make you laborers. You are next. We will be here till tomorrow. We will come back here for the victory dance. Look at the trajectory of our lives. We make promises and fulfill them. We are the ones upholding the party, the Buhari party. Don't answer the naysayers, he said. Reacting on Wednesday, Obi noted that there is dignity in labor. The former Anambra State governor, who was also in Oshogbo to campaign for the Labour Party governorship candidate, urged the people to reject the APC and PDP in the election. Those of you who have gathered here, it is easy for you to think those other parties who have kept Nigeria in darkness for 23 years are better. You are the ones that are suffering. They have stolen your future. I want you to recover it from them. You have no job, you have no food. Your children are not in school, and their children are schooling overseas. This is the time to recover Nigeria. This is the time to take Nigeria back. We have governors that are owing salaries and pensions, and labor people who are working hard have not been paid. Somebody said that they can labor till death. When they show hatred or talk like that, Labour Party will show them love. There is dignity in labor. We have promised to move Nigeria forward from consumption to production. You cannot do production without labor. Those of you who have labored will get your reward. That is what we want to do in Nigeria, Obi had said. So he seizes the moment and takes the upper ground. So a clever move by the man from Anambra. Buhari has opened door for me to resolve ASU strike. Tinubu speaking now presidential. Bola Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC, says the open lamentation of President Muhammad Buhari on the ongoing industrial action by the Academic Staff Union of Universities has opened doors for him to urgently intervene. Mr. Tinubu spoke whilst meeting with members of the National Association of Nigerian Students in Oshogbo, the Osun State capital. We initially thought of using back channels to engage the leadership of ASU, but now President Buhari has thrown down the gauntlet. He has even shown his lamentation in the last 48 hours, and as a result of that, he has left the job open for our intervention. The APC leader added. Mr. Buhari had, during Salah holidays, in a statement issued by his media aide Gabashewu, said, "Truly, enough is enough for keeping students at home." But ASU President Emmanuel Osodeke snapped back at the president's retort, asking him to action the report of the committee he detailed to negotiate with them. Mr. Osodiko maintained that the President Buhari regime was responsible for the prolonged strike. Mr. Buhari seeking to curry the favor of Mr. Buhari seeking to curry the students' favor promised that the lingering ASU strike will soon be called off and asked the university students to prepare for their resumption back to class. ASU on Monday, February the 14th, 2022, embarked on industrial action over the alleged failure of government to attend to its lingering demands. Part of their demands include the release of revitalization funds for universities, renegotiation of the ASU-FGN 2009 agreement, and deployment of the University Transparency Accountability System for the payment of salaries and allowances of lecturers. The public university lecturers are also asking for the release of the white paper report of the visitation panels to their various institutions, amongst others. So he's asking them to sheathe swords without actually doing anything that has led to the strike in the first instance. So that's Buhari, of course, a total empty head, a total empty head. On to the next. So this somewhat we've covered it a little bit in the previous readouts. Peter Obi storms Oshogbo for Osun governorship campaign. So let's just document this. The 2023 presidential candidate for the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has arrived. Osun State. The 2023 presidential candidate for the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has arrived Osun State to rally support for the party's governorship candidate, Honorable Lasun Yusuf. Correspondents understand that the Osun election is scheduled to hold on July the 16th, 2022. Lasun Yusuf is the flag bearer of the Labour Party, whilst Boyega Oyetola, the incumbent governor, is the candidate of the APC, and Ademola Adeleke is the candidate of the PDP. Other candidates are Akin Ogunbiyi of Accord, Goke Omigbodun of Social Democratic Party, SDP. So this is more like more of a photo montage than anything else. So let's see if we can get anything more than, let's see. Oh, okay. All right. We might well be able to get to a bit more from there, from that. Let's just see. All right. All right. There appears to be a. Bear with me one moment. Okay. There appears to be a video attached to this piece of Peter Obi arriving in Osun State and how he was received there. So I'm just trying to see if I can download it. That is why I am talking slowly. Let's just see. Hold on. Bear with me. I'll see if I can download it, and if I cannot download it, then I'll just play it to you directly. Uh, 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 okay. Let's see if we can download it. Come on. Okay, let's capture that. Let's pop that in here. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's try another. So I'll try one more platform to see if I can download it, because it's usually just it adds more when we see these things in it adds more when we see these things in video form. So let's see. Let me see if this one gives me it. What will he do? Okay. Hold on. Okay, we might. Okay, hopefully we have it, but let's hope we do have it. So yeah, so there is dignity in labor. It's Peter Obi's response, and then we've seen Peter Obi storm Oshogbo, as they said. So let's see. Okay, let's go on to this one. There's something missing from here. Hold on. Okay, let's go on to this one. We don't know Peter Obi, and he doesn't know us. So this is the IPOB responding to Sheikh Gumi. The indigenous people of Biafra IPOB has reacted to Islamic scholar Sheikh Ahmad Gumi's statement that IPOB's agitation had slowed down since Peter Obi became the Labour Party presidential candidate, noting IPOB does not know Peter Obi and he does not know us. IPOB reiterated that its activities are basically to actualize a sovereign nation of Biafra away from Nigeria, adding that it has no business with Nigerian politics or Peter Obi. The separatist group said this in a statement by its media and publicity secretary Imam Powerful on Wednesday. Gumi had posted on Facebook Tuesday. The IPOB rhetoric and loud voice of Biafra agitation have muffled out with the emergence of Peter Obi as the Labour Party presidential candidate. To them, Igbo have a platform. It is clear now that the entire IPOB outcry was a political gimmick to get power. In its reaction, IPOB said, the attention of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB has been drawn to the statements from the Islamic cleric and fundamentalist Sheikh Gumi, alleging that IPOB's agitation has slowed down in the southeast region since Peter Obi picked up the ticket for the Labour Party presidential race in Nigeria. This purported statement shows the level of cluelessness and how uninformed he is about IPOB movement and its activities. Sheikh Gumi must understand that IPOB is not on the same page with him and his cohort in the north. We understand that some elements in Nigeria, especially Fulanis, were thinking that Peter Obi, who is among those running for the race to become Nigeria's president, will affect us or change our decisions to pursue the freedom of our dear nation, Biafra. We are not capitulating in this fight to liberate Biafra from the dungeon that the British caged us with Fulanis in this contraption packaged as a country, Nigeria. Let him be informed that IPOB has engaged in, let him be involved. Let him be informed that IPOB has engaged in world-class standard freedom fighting, which has successfully brought us thus far. We have covered the rockiest parts of this struggle, and no doubt that freedom of Biafra is certain. IPOB does not engage with this selection process they call Nigeria election, and we are not interested in their fraudulent ways of selecting the president of Nigeria. We have said it before now that IPOB does not know Peter Obi, and Peter Obi does not know IPOB. So there it is, Peter Obi. So that clears it up, does it? I think there's no getting away from the association that people will rightfully or not make between the IPOB and the Peter Obi narrative, because the Sheikh Gumi was absolutely correct that as soon as the Peter Obi thing came up, the IPOB thing died down. So if they are not even claiming to have endorsed him, they are certainly facilitating for him to have the best opportunity. There is no doubt about that. So there it is right there. So there it is right there. And here he is right here. So Thomas, I have you. So Thomas, what's up? Thomas, are you there, man?
I'm there.
Oh, all right.
How are you?
I'm good. Let's get to it then. I'm good, Thomas. So
hang on, before you start, repost the link. People are asking for the link on the YouTube. It's not there.
All right. All right. All right. Okay. So let's get to it, Thomas. So apparently in Oshogbo, Tinubu called. Apparently in Oshogbo, Tinubu said that essentially the voters should ignore PDP, who are his main opposition, and not pay attention to mushroom parties like Labour Party and all of that. It says that they will labor in till they die. So this seems to have angered, and you know that you don't say that to these people now. So they're just apoplectic with rage. So Tinubu and his verbal diarrhea, but we keep calling it verbal diarrhea. He did it in Abeokuta and it worked in his favor. So he's done it again. Tinubu, is what he's saying. What are you looking there on the Jagaban?
Well, man, I've said it. You have said it countless of times. You know, Baba will die everything, Ru. Baba will die everything. You know, one man, I will not blame this man. That is how politics work in Nigeria. You will do everything that can make it work. One man, do you know that Abeokuta speech really paved way for him? He paved way for him. Because if Buhari is thinking he has forgotten how Tinubu helped him 2014, 2015, 2019, I think it will refresh his brain. Oshekini olule, Oshekeji olule, Osheketa olule. Then sunkún lórí television. That means he tried the first time, he couldn't make it. He tried the second time, he couldn't make it. He tried the third time, he couldn't make it. And he was crying on the TV. So he really paved way for him. So you remember I don't think who made this same statement maybe some weeks ago, that anybody that went to labor will labor in vain. So Tinubu is repeating this statement now again. So one man, politics has started. So expect more. Now this is the time to throw tantrum to each other. So but people will still vote for who they want to vote for. He can advocate for himself, fine. But people will still vote for who they want to vote for. So anyhow, any day, people that want to vote for Peter Obi, they will still vote for him. People that want to vote for PDP, they will still vote for him. And there are other parties. I think we have 18 parties this time. So people will still vote for their own, no matter how. But this is politics, one man. I can't say what he's saying is not true. That is what he can do to get his mandate. That's fine. PDP too, come out, say the same thing. LP, come out, say the same thing. Let everybody fight for their head. He said, fight for your papa name. That is it. But as a state elder man, he doesn't supposed to say that kind of comment. It's too harsh. For me, it's too harsh.
But that's the point, isn't it? Now, Thomas, as an elder statesman, so if you look at Tinubu's comment that the people that they say they are labor, they will labor till they die. But then if you look at Peter Obi's retort that there is dignity in labor, who sounds more presidential amongst the two of them?
Peter Obi comments stand more presidential. One man, I don't know, maybe Peter Obi too is pretending, but everybody that has thrown tantrum on him the last 1 month now, even remember Father Mbaka, remember his statement. He said, this is my father, is this, is that. Maybe he's pretending, but pretending or no pretending, it doesn't come out as a harsh person or that somebody that will come after people if they say anything. But one man, no, now that comment is too it's too harsh. It's so gruesome. No, I don't expect Tinubu to go to that route. I think one man this time, I thought he should just tempo it down. People should be speaking for him. Because anytime he's open his mouth now, I think it's just coming like a childish, like, remember, if you are getting too old, you'll be talking like, I don't know.
It's getting senile is what you're saying, which is what a lot of people are also saying.
No. It's too gruesome. Now, why would we say they will labor in vain? That is a cause now. We don't need that. Let's just be civil. Let's be polite. It doesn't matter. One man, even if Tinubu don't say all these things, people that will still vote for him will vote for him. People will still vote for him. I made the comment sometimes ago. I said Atiku and Tinubu, even if they don't campaign too much, people already know them. People already know PDP. People already know APC. His Labour Party will want to be campaigning, jumping up and down everywhere. People already know them. This is the most populous, what they call it, their popularity is there. People know their what they call their logo. They know broom. People know umbrella. People know them. So even campaigning, it's just a plus because they are already on the table. It's LP and the other Kwankwaso party. They are the one that need more spread, more campaign. But as an elder man, no, come on, no. That is it catch me when you read it. I said, are you sure it said that? That is too much. Let's be civil a little bit. I think now it's supposed to. Somebody should be speaking for him, even when he's in a gathering. Somebody can speak on his behalf if they know that he will misyan or he will talk gibberish or something. One man, I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed.
All right. If you recall when Buhari was campaigning in 2015, you never saw him much in public. You will see him on a rostrum, and then he will raise the flag of the party, and he will shout. He will raise a broom. And they will shout APC, and people
say Baba.
No, people will shout power or something, and then he will do it 3 times, and then he will sit down, and then Adams or Shiomole will come and do his short man dancing, and that ridiculousness that is Adams, just looking like a monkey on the stage. So he will come and do that, and that was how they campaigned. You never really heard Buhari that much. He would say APC. Adams or Shomole would do the monkey boy routine, and that was how they won the election. But at Tinubu now, he wants to be talking when he knows that he doesn't have the full ticket for. So like you said, should they just make him shut up for the benefit for his own good?
For his own good, let him just temper it. As you rightly said, you remember one man, many things they said Buhari said, nobody can prove it. That I will put $1.
Even till today, it's the presidency that talks now, not Buhari.
No, nobody can hold him accountable. I will turn $1 to $1. Within one month, there will be light in whole Nigeria. You remember all those the propaganda they told us the other time, but nobody heard it directly, like a video from Buhari, because he doesn't talk. As you rightly said, let it just. There are many people, one man, that love this man, that go with him, that they can talk. He can even give them what he wants to say, so that he would. No, come on. Why will you say they will labor in vain till they die? No, politics. Nigeria. We know Nigeria politics is do or die, but it's supposed not to be that. We saw here in Australia, America, we saw them. They took tantrum on themselves, but they took tantrum on something tangible, something people know. They don't cause themselves around. No, we don't do that. And is this what we want to be conjuring with another 4 years with this? No, come on. I'm very disappointed now. I think his son or his daughter or his wife or his family member, they should advise him to just. A campaign has never even what they call it. INEC has never bring out the date of campaign has never started. You should just temper it down so that people will not be. I don't know. It's very uncalled for, one man. It's uncalled for.
All right. Thank you. So Thomas, it seems as though everybody is in Oshogbo as we speak. So I've documented that Peter Obi is in Oshogbo. I've documented that Tinubu is in Oshogbo. So let me, because this is one of the ones I missed to read out. So let me quickly document this, Thomas, and then I'll come and sound your opinions on it. It says, Oshogbo, Ayu, Atiku PDP governor storm Oshogbo tomorrow for Adeleke. So there it is, everybody in play. Ahead of the Osun State governorship election slated for Saturday, the People's Democratic Party PDP National Chairman, Dr. Iyochia Ayu, 2023 presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, and governors will tomorrow storm Oshogbo for the mega rally. PDP candidate for the July 16 governorship election is Senator Ademola Adeleke. Correspondents gathered that the chairman of PDP, that's the chairman of PDP Governors Forum, Sokoto State Governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, chairman of PDP Osun State Governorship Campaign, Bayelsa State Governor Diri, and his Edo counterpart Godwin Obaseki, already in Oshogbo. Also in Oshogbo is Atiku's running mate governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, and immediate past president of the Senate, Bukola Saraki. Ayu, in a statement on Wednesday, disclosed that aside from Atiku and himself, the other PDP heavyweights who will grace tomorrow's mega rally in support of Adeleke are serving governors on the party's platform, plus party elders like ex-governor Onyilola. PDP national chairman charged all stakeholders in Osun State, party faithful and residents to come out en masse to grace the rally. I charge every lover of democracy and good governance to come out and identify with the PDP candidate, Senator Adeleke. He is the face of positive change, Ayu said. So there it is. So everybody is there. So let me just bring you this as well. This documents the somewhat conflated narrative that is Peter Obi. 2023 presidency, Peter Obi, Baba Ahmed have nothing to offer. Adegboruwa speaking. So you don't usually hear from him because he's been a lawyer. You hear on matters legal, but he speaks on matters politics. You recall that he was the one that arrowheaded that NSAS panel that looked into what happened on that fateful day.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah. Legal practitioner Ebun Adegboruwa says he's not impressed with Peter Obi and Baba Ahmed's candidacy. The former governor and ex-lawmaker are running for the 2023 presidency under the Labour Party LP ticket. In a statement, Adegboruwa described them as usurpers with no legitimate party or structure. He said they were not different from Atiku and Bola Tinubu, APC and PDP candidates. The senior advocate of Nigeria SAN said Obi and Baba Ahmed used their financial prowess to corner a ticket meant for genuine representatives of the working class. He accused the candidates of parading dubious statistics and gathering a mob support without ideology other than anger against the status quo. What does Obi offer or represent in present-day Nigeria other than ethnic and religious sentiments? Were those not the same factors that produced the error of the Buhari regime? Are we not to rate aspirants in line with their track records? Adegboruwa further questioned the inspiration in Obi's 8-year adventure in Anambra State. The SAN said after the gruesome murder of Harira Jibril in Anambra, Obi neither visited the family nor issued a statement of condemnation. Do we now hand over Nigeria to opportunists and inventors of commercial degrees? The right activist quipped. He added that Obi would not have emerged as the disgruntled representative of the LP if PDP's umbrella shaded him. Adegboruwa also chided LP promoters, Nigeria Labour Congress, for failing to engage in meaningful struggle since the APC assumed power. I cannot see the benefit for Nigeria in the Obi/Baba Ahmed stillborn ticket. Neither do I discern any marked difference between Atiku, Obi, and Tinubu. The statement added that a decamped or frustrated member of the oligarchy is worse than his masters. So there it is right there, eloquently put the sentimentality of a lot of people who see the whole narrative as a fraud. So let me just bring you one last one, Thomas. So this one now is entirely about fraud, and this is happening back to the Obasanjo time. I was offered 100 million naira to support third term agenda, but Gbajabiamila finally opens up. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, has revealed that he was offered the sum of 100 million naira during the 5th National Assembly in order to support a third term agenda for former President Olusegun Obasanjo. He stated this in his book, Mr. Speaker, the Legislative Life Service and Resilience of Femi Gbajabiamila, written by Charles Omole and Musa Krishi, and forwarded by Chief Emeka Anyaku, former Commonwealth Secretary General. In a copy cited by correspondents, Gbajabiamila said whilst other lawmakers were offered 50,000 naira to support an amendment to the Constitution that will accommodate the third term agenda, he was offered 100 million naira, which he rejected. Asked about his best moments as lawmaker, Gbajabiamila was unequivocal in his choice. He was unapologetic about the role he played in killing the third term agenda. My best moment as a lawmaker, the death of the third term, he said repeatedly to drive home his point. He continued, the day it was pronounced dead, because like I told you, we had sleepless nights, we were meeting, we got a place in Asakoro, hidden somewhere. We start our meetings sometimes at 11 at night and leave there at about 4 a.m. in the morning. Can't remember how many of us. It was a risk to life. It was a risk to life. So the day it was pronounced dead was a happy day. It was a relief to me. I was a free man. Look, I was offered inducement at that time by one of the major proponents of the third term. I think at this point, I wouldn't mention his name, but a major player in the country. Whilst they were offering members 50 million, I was offered double. And 100 million at that time, and you know what 100 million was, which was, of course, I turned down. I say that just for you to understand the pressure, financial, mental, and physical pressure. We had no other job in the House except the third term, the constitutional amendment. So for me, unfortunately, as noble as that work was, The best time was the day it died, not the third term itself, but the day it was killed on the floor. But Abela recollected with some relief. So that is Obasanjo's third term, which is often denied, but a lot of parliamentarians actually tell us that it happened. So back to you, Thomas. So Thomas, then everybody present in Oshogbo, Atiku will be there tomorrow. The rest of his party already there. Tinubu already there causing trouble, and Peter Obi there playing defense. Where is Kwakwanso, by the way? But we leave that to one side. He's not a player anyway. So where is Kwakwanso? He's waiting for somebody to come and bring him dollars in Kano State. So we pack Kwakwanso to one side. But really, this Osun State election now, he has now essentially turned into a presidential election. Thomas.
Yes, one man. And you remember maybe 2 or 3 days ago, you said election in Osun will be like a referendum to all the parties to test their popularity, because the 3 of them now, they are out. So everybody they are expecting everyone to pull their vote or to know what is going to happen on Saturday. So I find if Peter Obi has done that, I will say this, maybe it's the push of even the masses. You know, they talk him down on the last election in Ekiti State. That why don't he go to Ekiti State? Since he decided to go now, that is good. You remember I said it yesterday. I said some people said no, don't base the Ekiti State on Peter Obi. Don't Osun State election. It doesn't matter. It matters. It will help him. It will help his momentum. It will help his spreading. Then people will know him more. So I give him kudos for going there. At least people will know him. That is what is good to do, to raise the party up. Peter, I love Peter Obi, but you know, we have to say what we have to say. We have to be critical of all of them. And you mentioned Kwankwaso. One man, we know Kwankwaso want to settle. He will settle for one of the big elephants in the room, maybe Atiku or Tinubu. And Kwankwaso is very wise. He will want to settle with somebody that will win the election. That his probability of winning the election is a little bit guaranteed. And the probability of winning election, I think Tinubu has a little bit probability of winning the election. Because, you know, after the election, you will need something from them as well. Not talk less of only the collecting the dollars before the election. But after the election, you may need appointments, maybe ministerial appointment, you may need ambassador, you may need something from them. So Kwakwaso will play to the gallery. He will settle. He will not be on the ballot. It may be, as in my opinion, he may not be on the ballot. He will settle with one of them.
All right, Thomas. Let me show you the moment that Peter Obi arrived in Oshogbo, just to test what the people feel about him. So here he is arriving in Oshogbo. So it was an okay crowd, and they were enthusiastic enough to see him. I don't think you can expect less. You can't really expect too much more. But what are you making of the reception that Peter Obi got?
The reception was a little bit good, but there were not too much people. One man.
No.
I expect more crowd more than that. And I would even love when I would love to see. Did you see any video of him climbing the rostrum, and even the what they call it, the supporters? Are they that many? Because I've never seen any video.
I've not yet seen that. That's not to say it doesn't exist, but I've not yet seen it. Yeah.
Yes. So it's a welcome development. One man. I want him to be there, and I said it yesterday and day before yesterday that we want him to be there. Let him go and show himself to the people, and more people will know about LP. So it's a good reception. At least people welcome him, warm welcome. That is very good. Let everybody go to the field and test their popularity, and let's see who will take the ticket, who will take the mandate at the polls come 2023. One man. It's a very good development. Yeah.
So Thomas, with everybody being there, this will be Peter Obi's perfect opportunity to know exactly what is going to face him and what he is going to face in February 2023. Because Atiku will be there, Tinubu will be there, Ayu will be there, everybody is there, apart from Kwakwanzo, of course, who is a joker. But everybody that is of relevance will be there. And he will see firsthand, because he has never experienced politics at this level. He has only experienced politics at the satellite middle ranking state in the East that he comes from. So he will see money at play. He will see power at play. He will see people moved, and he will understand what is ahead of him.
Yes, you are very right. You are very right. And you can't say you haven't seen this. At least he has gone around with Atiku the last time. So yes, at least he will could have experienced that. But he loves himself as the candidate himself. This will be the first time of going out there, let people know what he can offer, and let's see how he's going to go. I hope this will add a little bit to the momentum. And who is that?
No, sorry, carry on.
Yeah. This will add a little bit to the momentum. Then let's see how we go, and let's see how many votes. That is what I'm waiting for. How many votes can the guy gathered in Osun State come this election on Saturday? That will really tell us maybe is an advantage or disadvantage to the party. Because if the guy doesn't gather more votes, I expect him to gather maybe 3 digits, a little bit, to at least to pull the crowd, maybe 100,000 or 200,000 or so. Because we don't even know, maybe people will even turn out in election in Osun State, because I was so disappointed the election in Ekiti State. No, it's not. It's not good, one man. 168,000 people voted for the winning party. It's not good, one man. I don't know why people are not coming out to vote. I don't know, because the turnout was so poor, one man. So let's see how it's gonna be in Osun State this time. I think this time people will come out, because the enthusiasm and what people want, it's a little bit much better now, because Tinubu has been there, and Tinubu wasn't. Do you think Tinubu were in Ekiti the last time? I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
You are not sure.
You mean for the last election?
For the last election in Ekiti? I'm not sure.
He was there.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
He was there.
He was there. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. There. That's good. Yeah, it's a good welcoming development, one man. I wish Peter Obi good luck. The other party too. We wish them good luck. So let's see what will happen in Saturday. But for sure, I know APC will clinch that ticket. APC will still win that ticket. Nobody can take it from them.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, Thomas. Stay with us, Thomas. Let me go on from you, Thomas, to Solomon, who joins us. So, Solomon, the topic of the day, of course, really, we have to say the topic of the day is sorry, is there music? if you can
I've
turn
off
it off
it.
for
I've off. It's
yeah,
off.
for copyright. All right.
Yeah, it's off.
All right. So I'm going to say the topic of the day really has to be Peter Obi turning up in Oshogbo, because the anticipation was that he would not be able to turn up, but he has turned up. And what does that mean? So let me play you this clip before I present you the question. This is Peter Obi now holding would you call it a mega rally? You make that decision. Certainly holding a rally. But listen to what the crowd are chanting. Listen to it. So there he is, Peter Obi, holding the rally in Oshogbo, and of course the Oshogbo people who know who he is. So he turns up, but what are you making then of him turning up, the other people in situation, and what the outcome will be? So Peter Obi turns up to meet Tinubu in situation, an article on the next flight in, a battle royale. Solomon.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Yeah, Peter Obi going to Osun State is a good development in the party. That is for the party. That is Labour Party. It's a very good thing for them. Like, at least now he has gone there to create awareness for the party, like for the presidential election, not for this election that will be held on Saturday, because Labour Party is not going to win. It's no bad energy. It's just fact. Even the way I saw a video of him coming, as in when the people were welcoming him. The video went to Osun State today, and the number of people that came to that were running around when he came, like that welcomed him, were even more than the people that came to welcome Peter Obi.
Yeah, but there will be more than the people that came to welcome everybody. I'm sure.
Is it the people that will welcome the video?
Yes, the people that will welcome the video, there'll be more than the people that will welcome any politician now.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to call the video inside this conversation, but he's his uncle that is contest, that is the PDP candidate. So he's going to use his popularity to sell for his uncle, to promote his uncle. So that's what I'm trying to say. Meaning, those people coming out to welcome him, is his uncle. Definitely they will support, even no matter how people don't like PDP anymore, but they will still support his uncle. So Peter Obi tried anyway, but we know that the candidate they brought out is not going to win the election.
Okay, very true. But this is although Thomas corrected it, but at least as the main ticket holder, this is Peter Obi's first encounter with real politics at its topmost level in Nigeria. So, as I was saying to Thomas, he's going to see money at play. He's going to see power at play. He's going to see tribe at play. He's going to see loyalty at play, and he's going to get a good feel in Osun State. What is to expect in February? He will get a real. He says he likes to go around learning. He will certainly take a lesson from Osun State. Solomon. Okay, I think Solomon might be having connection issues. Can you hear me, Solomon?
Oh, this is just I'm hearing you. What now? Try to if in 20. I can hear you.
Carry on. Carry on. Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. Carry on. No, we can't hear you now.
Yeah, what you are trying to say is in 20.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can now. Yeah.
Yeah, what you're trying to say is if in 2023 Osun State will deliver for P2B,
No, no,
is
no,
that
no,
is what you're
no, no, no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this, what is happening in Osun State now, Tinubu is there to put up a fight. Atiku is there to fight. Obi is there to fight. So this is essentially a test case for what is to come in 2023. And what Peter Obi will experience is how these people actually play it at that level. Because they play with money, they play with power, they play with everything. And he's going to learn that lesson in Osun State because he would discover that these people are not there to joke. They will buy up anybody that is ready to be bought. They will bully anybody that is ready to be bullied. They will romance anybody that is ready to be romanced, and they will take the victory one way or the other. So he's going to learn from this experience in Osun State what is to expect in February 2023.
yes, of course, he's going to learn. It's not about coming to say that they give fishy. You see how even if you have a good, I keep saying this, even if you have good intention to for the people, but you see how other people are engaging them, taking advantage of the situation, the financial situation, or the economic situation the country is undergoing. The politicians are taking advantage of the if you truly want to make impact, engage the people like that, and try and use the means and get into office, and then start making those your positive impact you have. Because you see, these people, like what you just said now, these people are really going to do this. They've already started. I saw on Instagram the nylon of beans of Adeleke, where he put what do you call it,
His logo.
his logo. And I still saw the same thing from the APC guy too, but the Labour guy did not do anything. Meaning, did not do anything like that. Those things are not good. But you've seen how the system is already. People are hungry, so they must definitely partake in that sharing. They must want to take their share in everything that the candidates will share to them. So these things, and it's the same thing is going to still happen in the presidential election. The same thing.
All right, Solomon. So to Tinubu's verbal diarrhea. So anytime he opens his mouth, you wish he hadn't. So he's gone to the Mount the Rostrum to say they should ignore PDP and other mushroom parties like Labour Party that are claiming they are Labour. They will Labour till they die. So is this a sort of should they just put a sellotape around this guy's mouth till March 2023?
They see would you say that I'm just noticing in this man, he's too confident. Like, the confidence in him is too much. Just like that Sunday when he was announcing, when he was just tipping to the journalists, the people that were trying to interview him that day. They told him the way he was talking that he has picked his vice. Okay, they asked him, who will be your vice? Say it's Kasim Shetima. Say, okay, do you think you can? He say, of course, that come 2023 that they will be the ones to win the election. And the guy said, why are you this confident? Say he's confident because he knows he's going to win it. And I was like, why is this man so confident like this? As in, his confidence in this election is something else. Like, something we really need to. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what is giving him with all these things that is happening.
Shall I propose a reason why he is confident, Solomon? Because I noticed that too, that he's somewhat is confident to the point of being arrogant, which is never a good thing. But yes, but that confidence, I feel that he knows that the country, they cannot stomach another northerner in that presidency. He knows that. He knows that, and he knows that the North know that the country is angry, the South is angry, and they will not stomach another northerner. So he knows that they will not try and force Atiku on the space. So if power is coming to the South, it can only come to one place, and that is to him. He's already told me what he thinks about Peter Obi, Mushroom Party that will labor till they die. So he essentially, in his own head, feels that the power must come to the South, that this is the understanding of the country, and he is the only Southern candidate that is realistic. So I think that is what he is thinking. But I think if it doesn't slow down the arrogance, it might well be in for a surprise.
Yeah. This thing you said is true. It's true, and I reasoned what that yes, the people backing him, this they are tough politicians in the not just tough, they call themselves the rugged politicians in the north. That the people they've already have that alliance, they've already made that had that connection, that they've already planned everything out. That it's you that is going to win from the south because he's that person. So yeah, that's why he has that confidence in this 2023 election. And him calling P2B's part and he said that they will labor in vain. I was laughing when I saw that. And P2B sounds like, I don't really know. Everybody would have their own pattern, their own way of playing the game. This is politics. It might be this is who he is truly, of not being a violent person. It might still be that he's just playing the game because to gain the favor of the people, or he's just an innocent, as in he's just that simple person that don't have that is not violent.
Solomon, do you think Peter Obi is locked into the disadvantage of the persona that he presents? Because he presents himself to the space as a gentleman, and that's how he has always presented himself. And the politics they are bringing to him is violent and is ugly and is vulgar. So Tinubu says they will labor in vain till they die, and he says, "Oh, the laborers must get their benefit." So that's not what he's inviting you to. He's inviting you to rough fight, and you are doing gentleman. You can't do gentleman in rough fight, oh. But it's still locked into gentleman to turn.
Yeah. The Nigeria is a very rugged country, a very, very, very rugged country. You can't just be. I don't want to just see like what Kashim Shettima said to the vice president to Stephen. A good man like him should be an
This is it now. This is still Tinubu talking. Imagine when Shettima come after Peter Obi, it will piss him.
Tinubu and his colleague, they are really rugged. They are very rugged.
Agbero politics now. Agbero politics. It's not
See, their match. Their match is.
Do you know what Fela Kuti said? Do you know what Fela Kuti said? Fela Kuti said, "I no be gentleman at all. I be African man original." So
yes.
It's not suit and tie now. We're talking.
It's not at all. It's not to come and blow big grammar and be doing this one. Is not. I don't want to say it's not church, because even outside the church, you ought to behave like, you ought to show that Christ-like life, like live that Christ-like life, like good example, and be good to people, be responsible. But this is politics, even in everywhere. Let me not go and say even in the Bible, though. If everywhere, politics is a dirty game, and it's a rugged game that you need to be, as in, you need to be follow the game how it is. Like, even if you have your own way of playing it, but you still have to be rugged, like not being brutal, but you see, look at the way Tinubu is talking. Look at the way Atiku is a very rugged person too.
Which one do you think has the most impact? When Tinubu says that they will labor till they die, and people sort of laugh because it's a funny little line. But Peter Obi says, "So the laborers will get their reward." Which one will people? You have to come as they are coming now. You can't bring a knife to a gunfight now. You have to come as the situation presents.
People that will support P2B will be because of because of emotion, the emotion of, like, because of what Tinubu has said. Now I say, oh, this man, that don't worry, he's going to give him more supporters, but we still know that Tinubu is going to still get that ticket. He's going to still get that office. He's going to get into that office too. So
how are you reading the Osun State election, Solomon? Because if Tinubu loses that election, it will be a blow to him, but it will not be a fatal blow. But if Atiku wins that election, it will be a real boon because he will have two things to straddle. He will straddle that he has taken victory from Tinubu 1, and then he has come all the way from the north to come and take victory from him in his own homeland too. So that is more of a boon to Atiku if Adeleke wins. But Adeleke is in with a good chance to win because he won the last time and they cheated him out of it. And his family runs that state. But how are you reading the Osun State elections? What will define the winner to you? Not the governor itself, but the political party and the presidential players.
In that Osun State election, I feel PDP is going to win that election because the fact that this guy won the previous election and they denied him the office, and this time around now the way he's mobilizing, the way he's doing his campaign, and the way he has done his campaign, and the way he has the kind of people backing him up, and people in that state are really tired of APC. Like people in that state are really tired of his APC. So I feel he might, but I'm not 100% sure that he's going to win that election, but he might win the election.
All right. It'll be really interesting. So I can't wait for Saturday to come fast enough.
Yeah.
But you still have the floor, Solomon. But of course, the chairman of the proceedings is here. So let's go quickly to Alexander. Only to come back to you, Alexander. Interesting times in Osun State. Everybody is there and everything is in play. Tinubu has already started throwing the punches. I'm not quite sure how much Peter Obi is docking it. But when Atiku lands, then Wahala begins. What are you then making? Going on in Osun State, referendum on the upcoming presidential space, Alexander?
I don't know. I think, firstly, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I think Adeleke would win that election if it's fair, and transparent. He's the most popular politician in the state. And people like him a lot. So he's the equivalent of John Doe in Lagos. People like him a lot in Osun State. If they're not playing Mago, he should win. PDP should be able to steal that state away from APC. In my opinion, he's the incumbent governor is not very popular, according to information I'm getting in America. So Adeleke has a chance to steal. He won, like you rightly said, he won the last time, and they stole it from him. So this time around, I think he worked towards making sure that it's a done deal. This guy's present governor of Osun State shouldn't be the governor of Osun State. That's because his cousin and the people that are higher up put him there. So that's the way I see that. I think that's a non-issue. I think Adeleke will win that state.
But what are you making of everybody being there, and what are you looking to see at the end of it? You are saying you are anticipating an Adeleke win, but in terms of performance, what are you going to read into the individual performances of the individual parties?
No, I don't think it will be indicative of anything. I think at the end of the day, the most popular politician in the state got the highest numbers, and consequently is declared the winner of the election on Saturday. That's the way I see it. I don't think it throws any light on any eventualities. I don't think it does. I just think that he has come back to take over what was supposed to be his in the first place. And if it's fair, and transparent, and that should be those three words should be the watchwords: fair, free, and transparent. If the election is fair, free, and transparent, then he will win the state. But I don't think it's indicative of anything that's going to happen in the future, come presidential election especially. Tinubu knows he's the leading candidate. Every time he wakes up, I've said it on this channel, to repeat myself every time he wakes up, he's more confident that he's going to be the president of Nigeria. Atiku is quiet because Atiku knows he's losing it. And Peter Obi has done irreparable damage to Atiku. Atiku ordinarily would have defeated Tinubu if Peter Obi wasn't in the equation. But Peter Obi has become Atiku's nemesis. Consequently, he knows he's not going to win this election, and it's a done deal. The two leading candidates are Tinubu on one hand and Obi on the other hand. I think at the end of the day, I think Atiku will come third in the general elections. That's my wide prediction, but that's the way I see it. You know.
Oh, all right, and INEC is on the spotlight as well for this Osun state. I think this is the first instance that the new electoral bill is coming into play. So the performance of INEC will be heavily scrutinized under this on Saturday. So what expectations do you have? What gremlins do you expect them to report, and what would you give as a pass mark for INEC on Saturday?
If the election is fair, free, and transparent, I'll give them a pass mark. If they're able to, if the police are able to intercept and arrest people who are willing to sell their votes, that would be a positive. Those are the two things I'm looking out for. Come Saturday, is it Saturday or Sunday?
It's Saturday on the 16th.
Oh, okay. Those are the two key factors I'm looking at. Free, fair, and transparent election as conducted by INEC with no biases. On the police side, if they can arrest people who are there to sell their voters card, and that's the way I see that. I'm not one to believe that there won't be mago in this election. Forget about this electoral reforms. It doesn't mean anything. On paper, it looks good. If they still want to rig, they can still rig. We need to accept that. We need to come to that realization that on paper it comes across like different, but I think in real life it's a different ballgame entirely. But apparently the Edo State one was free, fair, and transparent. So if we can do that too in Osun State, then I'll be happy. And it means that come to 2023, whoever is declared the winner of the presidential election is the person that actually has the mandate of the people. That's important. That's very important. We don't want to put people there who haven't won the mandate, who hasn't won the mandate of the people. It's imperative that I say this. It's very important. If they vote for a cat, if the citizenry want a cat, then let the cat be declared the winner by popular consensus. We don't want mago. We don't want going and changing numbers. We don't want people going to Mauritania and Mali and Chad or whatever and bringing foreigners to vote. We don't need all that. Let's be civilized. Let's show to the world that we are the most sophisticated black race in the world. We are the leading black race in the world. We are the most educated black race in the world. We are the leading black people in the world. That's the bottom line, man. That's what I pray for. That's what I wish for.
All right, but you made the prediction, all right, rather not even the prediction, but the announcement that Funke Akindele was going to be the vice presidential, not vice president, the vice governor ticket bearer in Lagos State.
Deputy governor.
Deputy governor. And I countered you that there's been a denial, but it looks as though that has not been confirmed. Funke Akindele indeed is going to be the deputy governor slot for PDP. But so you called it right, but is that a plus or a minus for that ticket? I don't know that Jandor has enough to carry himself. Never mind carrying some thespian.
I just finished watching the interview, Jandor's interview on I believe channels not quite 10 minutes ago, and I recall calling my brother and say, "This is your baby brother, or more like a son. This is your son. This guy is impressive." My brother actually told me he can't defeat Atiku. He can't defeat Tinubu in Lagos State. He thinks that Lagos State is fully wrapped up I don't know whether he's biased because they told him step aside. Oh boy, let this guy. I don't know. I have to be honest with myself because the way he sounded when I spoke to him, sounded like he was a little bit bitter over the fact that he's not the gubernatorial candidate for PDP. They've taken good care of him, so he needs to be quiet and let John Doe do whatever he wants to do. Can he defeat Tinubu? I don't know. The jury's out on that. What's her name? Like he said in the interview, the key Lagos for Lagos movement. So you have someone from Badagry and someone from Okorodu running to be governor, deputy governor of Lagos State. Jando is very popular. He has the Agberos on his side. This woman is the most popular Hollywood actress. She's a Lagosian. People love her. It's going to be a close fight. It's not going to be the APC PDP elections of old. This one will be a little bit closer than that. But according to an expert, because he knows the framework, it doesn't think John Doe can defeat Atiku Tinubu in Lagos State. Yeah, he doesn't think so. But I don't know. But it won't be a one-sided election like it was the last 12 to 14 years. It's going to be much closer than that. But Tinubu would have the upper hand because he's just the godfather of Lagos politics. So that's the way I see that. I wish we could have, personally, I don't have anything against Sanwo-Olu. He's a decent person. He's a very unassuming person. He doesn't have the charisma of Fashola, and who does? He doesn't have the work ethics of Ambode. He was a workaholic too, but he's performing a little bit. I mean, he's one of the best governors we have in Nigeria. The only problem is that he takes directions directly from the Godfather himself, and that makes his position a little bit weak.
Isn't it somewhat ugly, the optics of it, the way he follows Tinubu around, doing like, as they call it in Isaleko, Oraisa, so someone like an Oraisa sort of a person, a bag carrier. We see him all over the place, just like a lap dog. I mean, he's a senior person by virtue of being the Lagos State governor. That is a big deal, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa. Yes, he's his godfather, but he should have some
But let's look at it. I just look at it on the platform. Let's look at it from this perspective. If that election were free, fair, and transparent in 2019, you think someone will look and defeat that PDP guy? What's his name again? The guy that ran on the PDP twice. I don't think he can. I don't think he can. I know he's appreciative of the fact that he's the governor of Lagos State today because of Tinubu. And by his very nature, it comes across very unassuming. So yeah, he's doing this Yoruba thing. He's doing this Yoruba thing where I know some people wouldn't understand, but he umbo fagba. I think that's what he's doing. But sometimes it comes across very weak when he does that. But when it comes to the general,
do you think you have to be a bit arrogant as the governor of Lagos State? There has to be a bit of arrogance about you.
Yeah, there has to be. But if you overtly arrogant, Tinubu would kick you out. He did it with Ambode. He wanted to do with Fashola, but Fashola was way too popular. And Fashola had some big boys behind him that had to go talk to the God because he wanted to do it. He wanted to kick. If you're not listening to Tinubu, if you don't take directions from Tinubu, he'll kick you out. If he wants to come for contract, Lagos State contract under different companies, and you'll give him a hard time, he'll make sure that he kicks you out. That's the way he is. That's the greed in him. That's the greed in him. But this man is just appreciative of the fact that's his nature. Does it come across weak? Sometimes it does. Is he a likable person? I like him personally. I think he's done a decent job. Lagos is difficult to govern. Lagos is a difficult state to govern. And I think he's done a decent job. And I think people of Lagos State, they do like him. They like him. So I think because of those factors I've just listed, I think he'll come back to take a second turn term in office. He's done a decent job. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. He's done a decent job.
All right, brilliant. And Alexander, so Tinubu, he brings to fore his brand of politics in Osun State. You know, the Labour Party will labor till they die. So this is the guy. Oh, so take it or leave it. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. So there's nothing that you are going to expect other than more of this. And it's been effective for him so far. It's just an organic, visceral, just instinctual politics that he just speaks to it as he feels it, and oftentimes it hits the mark as he intends. So the Labour Party will labor in vain. They would labor not even in vain, but till they die. It says God will not make you laborers in our show state, and this. So he's just dabarut the whole thing, and Peter Obi does not know how to handle it. He's trying to do the gentlemanly thing, but he's not been invited to a fencing thing. He's been invited to a rough fight. So Tinubu and his rough politics, Alexander.
If the Lagosians on this platform know where Isanleko is, and you know how people grew up in Isanleko, and you know how they talk on Walata language in Isanleko, Isanleko is a ghetto. Isanleko is a ghetto. So people from there are very hard and rough. So Tinubu is just showing the fact that he grew up in Isanleko. Shouldn't expect anything sophisticated and polished from Tinubu. Tinubu is an Agbero, the king of Agbero. Even if you're a Lagosian and you hear the man talk, he talks like an area boy. Oh, boy, I can all share now. Oh, Lord, first time, oh, Lule. Oh, Lord, second time, oh, Lule. That's Agbero Yoruba.
Oh, God.
That's Agbero Yoruba.
The only thing they be saying is for him to be sparking bottles on the floor.
I know. So, but he works for him. He works for him. And again, he's likable. When you meet the man and he likes you, I mean, he's a likable person. He's typical Lagosian. He'll go out of his way to help you. You go to him, you want something. If you have access to him, he'll help you. He's likable. People like him because he's a likable person and he's very helpful. So his style of politics is not as sophisticated the way Obi wants to play it and Atiku played. This guy's a grassroots politician, grew up on the streets of Isanleko, will do things the rougher way, and it will work for him. So I'm not surprised he's doing this. That's his nature. He's being himself. He's not being fake. Hopefully, when he becomes the president of Nigeria, he'll learn how to keep his mouth shut a little bit.
Alexander, how do you think his handlers should handle him? Should they set him free and let him do these instinctual things that he does, and then they handle the fallout? Because he has some gems in these instinctual things that can cut through. That's a very
good question. When this election starts in, this politicking and this electioneering thing starts in earnest, the big boys, the political heavyweights, the fasholas of this world, the boys that come into the crowd and people warm up to them. They tell him, well, calm down. And he'll listen to them and he will win the election. And when he gets there, he will hire the best brains and the people to tell him how to talk, when to talk and when not to talk. I don't have a problem with the way he's talking right now. Politics has not started in earnest. When it starts in earnest, he will change his style a little bit because the political bigwigs, the guys, even Dr. Yemi Oshogbo would tell him one or two things that will calm him down, and then you'll see a difference in Tinubu. But right now we're not there yet, so he can talk anything he wants to talk. Doesn't matter. When Atiku comes out and Atiku presents a sophisticated style of politicking, I think he would have to change a little bit. He can't continue the Agbero style forever, because the North will not welcome that Agbero nonsense.
Yeah, so because they are very conservative.
They're very conservative, yes.
But Alexander, we've not had the chance to document your thoughts on the Muslim ticket, which I thought would have petered out, but there's still some murmurings in the cheap seats at the back row. So it doesn't look as though that thing is about to peter out as quickly as people anticipated. So has he made a faux pas with this Muslim ticket, or is it a doctrine of necessity and it's something that he has to weather? So where
I
are you
think
positioned on that?
I think I've addressed this in the past. To me, this Muslim ticket don't mean nothing to me. It doesn't mean anything to me. The man is a politician, and politics, according to Jando, according to Ajale Koko, and like I said so many times, is a game of numbers. It's the one that can pull in the highest numbers. So if picking a lightweight Christian politician will not win him the votes, it doesn't make any logical sense for him to do that. I know people are upset about it, but I have just one statement to that effect. This will die a natural death. At the end of the day, people will go back to their homes, come to the realization that is what it is. He'll win the election, and we'll move on. Is Shetima the right person to pick? At least he didn't pick a Fulani person. Neither did he pick a Hausa person. So that's the positive side to that. I think I don't have any problem. I need people who would turn the fortune of the country around. That's what I need. I need people who would make the international community look at a country like Nigeria and say, these people are doing very well. This country's changed for the better. When I used to go to Ghana, when I started going to Ghana with my ex-wife in the early 80s, Ghana was nothing. It was nothing. Ghana wasn't as good as Surulere. Look at the way Ghana is today. Because they have the right leadership. Ghana has nothing. Lagos Central local government has more money than Ghana. They have nothing, but whatever they have, they manage it. They're prudent. They're what's the word I'm looking for? They're patriotic about their country. We don't have patriotism, because anyone who has patriotism and who has love for their country will not have the effort and temerity to steal 80 billion naira from the coffers as an accountant general. And these are the kind of monies we're talking about that they steal on the regular. They steal this money like it's no one's business. So I don't care about Muslim ticket. I need efficacy. I need prudence. That's what I'm looking for. Muslim ticket doesn't mean anything to me, man. And if people disagree with that, it's their choice. But I just want capable leaders who will take us to the next level. Thank you very much, man, for allowing me. Yeah.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, Alexander. Always a delight to hear from you. And thank you, Solomon, for giving Alexander the courtesy. So back to you, Solomon. It looks as though you are falling asleep. Are you falling asleep, Solomon? Solomon, look at that. These are the lazy youths that Buhari was talking about. Oh, look at that, lazy youth. Are you a lazy youth, Solomon? Unmute yourself.
I'm not. I've unmuted myself.
Oh, all right. Yes. All right. So yes. So let me take you to the space. There's this little skirmish that was opened up by Sheikh Gumi when he pointed out that that the IPOB space, they've gotten silent somewhat after Peter Obi emerged from the Labour Party as the presidential flag bearer. So he made that splash in the headlines just a day or two ago, and the IPOB quickly comes out to distance themselves from Peter Obi. So do you think they should be doing this, IPOB? Because this is not the first time that they've come out to publicly make a big splash that Peter Obi is nothing to do with them and they are nothing to do with Peter Obi. So them denying it, of course, it makes people associate them more with each other. But what are you making of that back and forth? Sheikh Gumi insisting that Peter Obi is an IPOB product, and IPOB saying that Peter Obi is their enemy. What are you making of that little skirmish going on in the back seats?
Yeah, IPOB. What IPOB said is what they said is correct. This is just some people in the southeast. Some of us want Biafra, but we are not putting 100% in the struggle. It's just like once they we see anything like maybe something just pop up concerning Biafra, people will just support and yeah, but it's not like they are putting 100% in it. But there are people who are putting 100%, like they don't even believe in Nigeria again. They don't believe in Nigeria. They don't even want to. They don't want to know who's going to be the next president or who. They don't even believe at all. They just. But you see those people that are supporting P2P. Those ones they are not 100%. Like their own is just. I don't want to use the word anywhere belief is that they say they are supporting that they are, but the real people of in this agitation, they don't want to even know the net. They just want the referendum and let them divide the country. That's what they are just after. So they are very correct. Shigumi saying that thing. So if anybody outside the space, that is what he would think. That is what they would think. That like the IPOB people are the ones championing this P2B movement. No, it's not IPOB.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, Solomon. So thank you, Solomon. So Solomon,
Yeah.
let me go on from you to Ajan Lekoko. But stay with us just for as long as you can. So Ajan Lekoko, I'm coming up to you next, and I want to take you to a different space. So I read this earlier. But
One man, can I come back later? Let me come back. I'm at the middle of
oh,
something.
all right, brilliant. So
Yeah.
let's go to Saki then. So Saki, are you ready?
Yes,
All right.
yes,
All right.
yes.
All right. Brilliant. So Saki, then the commentaries of Tinubu to the IPOB movement in Oshogbo, that they will not to the what am I talking about? The commentaries of Tinubu to the obedient movement in Oshogbo, that they will labor till they die, and Peter will be retorting that dignity in labor. So this is the politics then to come for the future. So what are you then making of that little exchange by the front runners of the two parties?
As for as for Tinubu, I think that is the way he is. That is the way he talks. But I think it is high time he started becoming presidential in thoughts. You shouldn't be acting on people's sensibilities. I think he should add some flavor to his thought process. He shouldn't be talking so arrogantly like that. Just like Thomas said, I'll go with what Thomas said. It is way too much. He shouldn't have been making those statements that are not good of a true president. He should avoid such statements. So his media aid and people that are around him should advise him on how to, you know, make statements. Atiku cannot talk like this, of course. So let me
But, but,
take.
but, but that's his brand, though, isn't it? Just a gruff, rough, in your face sort of politics. That's his brand.
Yes, he's rough. I think the Southwest might understand him the way he talks. You know, they might understand, not even all the Southwest, but all these Aburus and might understand him very well. But if he talks that way, like in the North, they might not, they might not like such kind of way of talks. And if he talks like that in the East, I don't think you can imagine. You remember there was a time Soludo said that those that are moving to labor will labor in vain. He got serious beatings from the media, from social media people. People attacked him very well, so he had to quickly withdraw that statement so intelligibly. So I think Tinubu should be advised not to talk that way, because if he keeps talking that way, it is a show of arrogance and a show of pride, and that is not what we want from somebody that is presidential. So I think Thomas that talked before here really presented it better the way I should have presented it.
And what are you making of Peter Obi's response, saying that there's dignity in labor?
P2B's
How
response.
long can you hold on to
One
this?
more, can I interject? I want to ask Saki
No,
something.
just hold on 1 second. How long? How
Can I
long
ask
can?
you a question before you go to that
Sorry,
question?
sorry.
What's
Do
the
you mind?
question?
Sorry, do you mind? Sorry.
Allow him, allow him, allow
No,
him.
no. I was in the middle of asking you something now, so
Okay.
maybe okay. Go on. What I wanted to ask is not important, but carry on. Yeah.
Okay. He said that Tinubu brand of politics that the North will not accept it, but the North is embracing the brand of Kwankwaso type of politics. Is it not the same thing? Is there any difference between Kwankwaso and the Tinubu brand of politics?
I don't understand what you mean by the
What
North.
What is your understanding of Kwakwa and So's politics?
Yeah, like the way he the choice of words he used. It's the same thing with the kind of choice of word that Atiku is using.
No, Atiku
He
doesn't talk.
doesn't.
Tinubu, you mean?
Sorry, not Atiku. Sorry, Tinubu. Sorry. So the kind of words Tinubu uses when talking to the public is the same thing with Kwankwaso. So, but what I'm actually asking that
When you are talking
not that
about Kwankwaso, I'm talking about the North accepting him. I think it is a fallacy of um, ignorancia elenchi. That is like irrelevant conclusion, because I wouldn't want you to see the North from the lens of Kanu. One person was one time a governor of Kanu. He did very well in Kanu when he was governor. And he has done this, his Kwakwasiate in Kanu very well. So his Kanu people, are blinded by the fact of how he has contributed to them. So whatever he say, the Kanu people might not look through that much. So, but when you say the North as general, Kwankwaso is not as you think. Is like accepted generally in the North as you think. I
I
will tell you that even Tinubu is more popular than Kwankwaso in the North. I will tell you that. So when you talk about the North, focus more on the Kanu side of North as Kwankwaso relevant sort of. So and again, the North will not perceive statements made by Kwankwaso the way they will perceive statements made by Tinubu. So we have to actually, distinguish between that. So, uh, and you know that Northerners, they want a sense of loyalty. So if Tinubu keeps on making these arrogant statements, it means come on, I can tell you anything in your face, you can't do anything. So and that is a character of someone that doesn't show some sense of loyalty, to anybody.
All right. Let me take you back to Oshogbo, Saki.
Yeah,
And
you wanted to ask like the reaction P2B got.
yes, I was going to ask you about the reactions of Peter Obi because
Uh, like
hold on, Peter Obi, he has this brand of the gentleman politician, and the Nigerian political space is anything but gentlemanly. So, about what is his name? Tinubu made that remark that the Labour candidate so followers that they will labor till they die, and Peter Obi makes the retort that there's dignity in labor. But is there's dignity in labor the best retort? Because what this guy is asking him to inviting him to is an ugly fight. how long can he maintain that persona of gentleman politics
Yes,
before he's forced to join in with the reality of the dirty politics?
yeah, P2B's persona, just like Solomon was trying to ask, whether is it that he doesn't know whether it's really the way I mean, his way of life, or whether it is something he can still change. So I know P2B very well, that this is this thing you see about P2B is just P2B. That is his way of life. This is the way he will always continue doing things. He doesn't change. That is his way. You know, you tell him anything, he calls later and say, "It's okay, I accept you. That you are he's my friend." Like after Kwakwaso said that thing, he said, remember, P2B was interviewed. P2B keep on saying, Kwakwaso is my friend and brother, before he now started his response. After Farabaka said what he said, P2B came and responded and said, he is my father in the Lord. I always respect him. He's my spiritual father. I respect him. But whatever I will always tell him, whatever you see bad thing, pray against that. So this is P2B's way of his it is his person. He cannot change. He doesn't even know when he does the way he does. He can never change it. So I think
And you
I
think that
think
will
the
cut it
Nigerian
in?
space.
Do you think that will cut it in
I,
Nigeria's
I
like?
think the Nigerian space, traditionally as it is, the political space, the political space is more of rough and tumbles of that kind of brand of politicians. But I also think again that this way he does, he will still be he will still be getting like some attractions, but from the attractions he will be getting more of is from the youths that are like enlightened. They will keep on saying, "Hi, can you see this humility? This guy is very humble." So some of those youths that take this way will also be attracted to him. So they will keep saying, like there was something I listened yesterday. I don't know whether there is a current program this guy is anchoring. This guy from Yoruba, Daddy Freeze, yeah. I don't know whether you've got across one of those programs.
No, I've had a fight with him before. So
Okay, so
yeah.
he's anchoring a program where each of these he has like three buckets. So in that very three streams, yesterday was P2B team, team P2B. So it's like a debate. So if you know you're supporting P2B, choose like about 8 to 10 people that can come and present on P2B issues. Those people like I don't know. So today is that of Tinubu, Team Tinubu. Tomorrow is going to be Team Atiku. Then next week, these three teams will come and do debate, sort of. So he's anchoring that program. So that yesterday, Team P2B was trying to usher things. So one guy that is in that very team was presenting, to talk about the desirable qualities of P2B that actually attracted him or them to P2B. So the guy was like talking about that humility, and he was giving like instances of what has happened in this political space that shows how humble P2B is. That very humility is actually is magnetic to him. It has been it is one of the things that actually propelled him towards getting to know who P2B is. So there are other youth bulge that might also key in into this kind of personality approach, the approach to P2B's personality. Maybe they will say,
Saki, do you think he has to find the language that will both enable him hold on to the people that are already with him, but to reach beyond those people to recruit new people onto his movement? Because, like you said, we already know his standard format. Like you rightly said, he did it with Father Mbaka. He's doing it now in this instance again, which is very nice, a gentleman and all that. But sometimes you have to reach beyond that to get new recruits. So
I
should he
think
find the language to
I
reach beyond? Yeah.
I think if I were him, I would maintain that same personality because he has always preached consistency. So anything he does now, you know, yeah, he might like do another change his style, so as to attract people, but it is still risky. He might do it and he will start getting attacked from the base he already has. They will begin to say, "Ah, we thought that this man is a gentle guy. We thought that this is what we thought about his person. We don't even know that he's not like this." You understand? So I think if I were him, I would still maintain that very pace. And then bear in mind that two things will happen in this election. Either I win or I lose. So if I were him, I will continue on that consistent personality. Because you have been preaching that this is you. You have not changed. That is the way you are. People should go and verify what you have done. People should go and verify how your personality has been. So I don't think he should have a need to actually fine tune or change the narrative just to suit the political correctness of Nigeria. So I think if I were him, I would maintain that status quo ante and continue on that consistent personality.
Okay, so Saki, everybody is in Osun State at the moment in Oshogbo. So all the big players, Tinubu already there, rebel rousing. Peter Obi is there doing this gentleman thing. Atiku is flying in tomorrow. So a lot of people are going to see, they keep a keen eye on Osun State to see how it plays out, in order to then use that to project to 2023 February. So a lot of people will be looking at different things from different people. So with Tinubu, they want to see if we can hold on to Osun State to maintain this allure that this image that he has of being a serial winner. So if he holds on to Osun State, it will be able to enhance that profile. They're looking to see if Atiku can seize that state from him via his candidate Adeleke. Well, if he seizes that state, never mind that Adeleke is the most popular name in Osun State, Atiku can ride that wave to say that he has come into what is meant to be Tinubu's backyard and has given him a beating. So that's the reading from that. And then the people will be looking at Peter Obi too to see how he is able to interact at that level of politics. So, what are your expectations then from the three elements in play? Atiku, Tinubu, and Peter Obi. So, what
Well,
are you looking for them to bring out of Osun State?
Adeleke, as I have heard, is very popular in Osun State. And this guy will also help to project his image. This musician, so
Davido.
yeah, Davido. So being his uncle, and if I were Davido, I would have also recruited some notable musicians in Nigeria, and a sort of like solidarity to actually, add some flavor to the dynamics. So, and then Tinubu is well known as the Lord, the political Lord, political warlord in the southwestern zone. So, if he loses the Oshun election, I think it's going to be a very serious death to his to the dynasty he has built uh, over the years, or rather to the glories he has actually amassed over the years. So in my view, uh, if you ask me, I would really want the PDP guy to win. I would really want the PDP guy to win so that we will also have a reason to say, people always say he's a serial winner. This time he has lost. I think I will want to see that space. If you ask me. But how it is going to turn out at the end of the day, I don't know. Then on the issue of labor, I don't expect them to do magic. I don't really expect them to do any magic. P2B being there is also good for him. Just like Thomas said, P2B going there is also good for him. But his presence or his absence, to me, I wouldn't say that it's gonna make a significant change of what he's supposed to be. So, but from what I heard, I heard that the PDP guy is a very strong candidate in that very state. So, you know,
You know that the Osun State is going to be used as a referendum on the obedient movement, and if Peter Obi's impact is not felt in that election, then people will nail down the narrative that the obedient storyline is essentially a Twitter thing.
well, like I don't know. The way I see things is different from the way other people see things. The way me I see it is that Peter Obi is not the presidential candidate. He's not the gubernatorial candidate. You know, even if Peter Obi is liked by the people, I don't know the political dynamics in Yoruba land, but I know that in the East, even if Peter Obi is so much liked by the people, as a presidential candidate, if you field someone like maybe any of the Obas in Labour Party as a Guba candidate in Anambra State, and then you tell Peter Obi as a presidential candidate to come and support that Oba person, in Anambra. No matter the support of Peter, no matter the presence of Peter Obi, it will not change things. That is the way. That is the way Anambra people vote. That is the way they perceive the Oba people, like the Obas. Even if Peter Obi comes and gets up, tells Oba that you are going there. In fact, people should vote for Oba. People will not listen to him because the Anambra people know the Obas. So I don't know I don't know the person of that candidate who should, and I don't know how we should people, drive their politics. I don't know whether they actually consider personality that is coming out. You know,
You know that a lot of people will not look at it in the depth that you're looking at it.
yeah, it is
They
only
will look
people.
at it on the surface.
The people that will not look at it this way I'm looking at it are those super critics or those enemies who actually want want it to be want to see it that this Obi movement is more of internet thing. It is those people that will not open their hearts to also check other criteria, like the person of the candidate who is coming out in the Guba election. So it's just like coming to another state and saying what do we call it? Okay, for instance, let me give you another narrative, of what they like somewhere like Anambra State. You know that the party that is ruling now in Anambra is Apuga, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Suppose during the last Anambra election, we carried Andioba to Apuga. Maybe Apuga fielded Andioba as a candidate, while maybe PDP fielded Soludo as the candidate. I'm telling you that Soludo is gone away. No matter the fact that Apuga has been the ruling party. So in Anambra, they look at persons. So I don't know how we should or should does. If that guy is not a good guy and is not somebody that the people accept, P2B's presence or absence will not make much impact. So I don't want people to criticize so much and then move away from other criteria of assessment, because if that guy doesn't get too much vote, we should also consider other factors. We should also consider other factors that could have contributed to that. Not just that P2B is a presidential candidate that will expect people that are supporting P2B to vote for the person, even if he's not good. So I don't know what actually drives Osun State politics. But me, this is the way I will analyze the whole situation. So that is the way I will analyze the whole situation.
All right, brilliant. Well put.
And if the guy does well at the end of the day, I will just see it as a miracle, a magic.
All right, brilliant. Well put. So thank you, Saki. So Saki, let me go from you to Babati, who may or may not still be with us. Babati, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Brilliant. Good to have you, Babati. So that's Babati joining us in his cameo appearances. So, Babati, we hear from you today, and the arrogance, you are evil and arrogant. Outrage, as Tinubu says, Labour parties, hold on. So, you are arrogant and you are evil and arrogant. Outrage, as Tinubu says, Labour Party obedient will labor till death. So this is the sort of politics that Tinubu plays, and this is the politics that has served him. He counters back, Peter Obi, saying that laborers will get there's dignity in labor and all that. So, but what are you making of this back and forth? And how long can Peter Obi hold on to this gentleman's stance before he's invited into the ugliness of the Nigerian space?
Right. I think what Tinubu is doing, being a tactician and a very skilled politician, he wants to, so he's just poking them. So he wants to see how he reacts. So that way he has an entry to launch his attacks. I don't think Obi can withstand attacks from Tinubu or the PDP for so long. So what he's doing right now, it's like boxing, for instance. You know how you jab in boxing? You jab until you see an opening to land that big punch. So I think what they're doing to Obi right now is just jabbing him. I will give Obi and the labor movement credit, by the way, that they've at least they've touched a nerve in the PDP and APC. They are now seen as a threat on the federal level, not on the state level. But when it comes to the presidency, at least APC and PDP know they have somebody telling them now. So they do take them seriously. But I think what Tinubu is doing right now is just like throwing jabs. He wants to see how Obi will respond. And if Obi does not respond in the right way, then it will be dealt with. So he has to be careful. I would suggest to Obi and the labor movement not to respond right now. At least, have your own house in order, have a game plan before you respond. Because if you don't respond in the proper way, then you can my end sooner than you expect. But I think it's just poking him to see how he will respond to those jabs before he lands the big punch.
Do you think Peter Obi is in over his head? Is he punching above his weight?
I mean, on the individual as an individual, as a presidential material, no. But it's over reliance and trusting of the Nigerian voting bloc is that the thing I find laughable. That's him being a viable and a very credible presidential candidate. I don't doubt that, one man. I don't doubt that. But he has this trust, this belief that the average Nigerian voter will change overnight and it just leave their old ways. That is what baffles me, And I don't also know. I've not seen him launch, not necessarily launch attacks. He's done that before as a politician, but on this scale, I don't know how he's going to absorb the punches from PDP, APC.
He has to throw punches himself at some
right,
point.
But okay, that is given. But how will he even counter punch? Like forget the punch. He will always do that. He has to do that. I know. But
will he be able to though? Throw punches.
Can he take a punch? And it's coming from the two big boys now. PDP is going to be given to you from the left. You're going to be getting jabbed from the right. So what I'm focused on when it comes to the labor movement is not so much his own attack. It's his own defense strategies against those two guys. That's what I'm really looking at. But he cannot solely rely. That's the thing. I don't think is undying or this trust he has in the Nigerian people. I don't think is well thought through. I cannot rely on having Nigerian voter because until I see them turn down money and do the right thing, until then I cannot trust them. But I think he has this trust for the Nigerian for that they will do the right thing for the first time, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. I don't see it.
Babati, it's notable that both in the Ekiti election and in this one now, we're not seeing any presence of the NNPP, the Kwakwanso space. Right. But he insists that he wants to be president of Nigeria. As this joke run out,
I think you said it like a few months ago on this platform. Let me give you that credit. You said it was just like it was a bargaining. It was using it as a bargaining tool, and he's already thrown out names out there. He's already praising Tinubu. So I think it's leaning towards the APC. It's most likely to get more concessions from APC than PDP. So I think it's going to lean towards APC. And I think that, sorry to my obedient members on this platform, I think Obi is going to throw his weight behind Atiku eventually. I don't think he's going to see it through to next year. I think once Kwankwaso goes to the APC, then PDP will make some kind of deal with Obi, and then it will move its supporters towards Atiku. That's where we are here holding to. I refuse to be that Obi is also using it as a bargaining tool. Maybe it's sincere, I don't know. But once Kwankwaso defects or maybe moves towards Tinubu, then Obi will be forced to, at least consider the office of the PDP. So I think that's where we're heading.
A lot of people, Babati, they are saying this Osun State governorship election as a precursor, as a mini presidential race. And the reason why they are saying that is that for the first time, all the major players will be in situation to push their candidates. Obi is already there, as we know. We saw him in 2 clips that played already. Tinubu is already there causing trouble. Atiku is flying in tomorrow with all of the team. They are coming, all the governors of PDP virtually, and the chairman of the party. So they're throwing everything at it. So the outcome from Osun State will give us a good indication as to what we should expect for February 2023. But what is your anticipation of what will go down on Saturday?
The APC has a slight edge. PDP has always been very formidable in Osun State. Don't let us forget that. But as a precursor to what will happen in February, that's a long time in politics. That's almost 7-8 months from now. It's a long time in politics. You see, you're going to have alliance. You mentioned NNPP Kwankwaso earlier. That will also play a factor too. So I would say maybe maybe 30%, but I don't think it's a precursor to anything necessarily. I want to see how the PDP finishes. So they might lose the election, but they have to finish strong. But also the labor movement. Let me just leave it to APC and PDP now. Let's stop discussing labor. I'm sorry, guys. So I think even if PDP, whoever loses that election between the 2 big boys, has to finish strong. Have that 50K difference in votes and keep it close. That it remains competitive. But from now to February is a long, long time in politics. One man. But
if Atiku manages to defeat Tinubu in Osun State, would that not be a boost?
Yeah. Okay. Let me say it does more for PDP than APC. If APC wins Osun, then okay, well, you're supposed to win anyways. So it does more for PDP. I'll give you that. But even if APC loses, if it's a closed race, then it might not damage them that much. It's when you have a landslide, then I would say, okay, somebody's in trouble here. That would build the momentum. But like I said, once again, it's a long time in politics to consider that. And our Davido's uncle, I watched his debate. Actually, he did pretty well, to be honest with you.
Did he? Which language was the debate conducted with?
No. He spoke in English. He spoke what you just go. I saw maybe like a 30 minutes clip.
And it's not Agbado. It wasn't Agbado.
No. He spoke basic English, no grammar, but he spoke pretty well. You can tell he's gone for some kind of coaching. So you could tell. So I was surprised, but it was well. It did pretty good. I saw like a 30 minutes clip of him just talking, like a cutout of just him talking throughout the debate, and he did very well. So the people love him. Beyond the dancing, I think he has something to offer the state. He's from the rich family. If he's a businessman and that will help the state, then let the people decide. But I don't buy this precursor.
You said he did very well. Are you sure you watched that debate?
No. I said the cut that I saw. I didn't say the whole thing. If you just, I said I saw about 30-minute clip of the part where he spoke, not the back and forth with other people. Somebody did.
If I were to rate the six of them that were on that podium, I would rate him as the least of them.
Okay, hold on, Babati. Rate them now. Rate them now, Rational Mind. Just give us a run through.
They were attacking. The whole thing was just the whole focus was on the governor, and that was what Seun Okubaloye did. I mean, he did a very crappy job for that kind of a debate. So the whole focus was on the governor. They were all bombarding him.
Right.
So if I were to look at it strictly, the ADC guy, who happens to be I think a corporate guy, I would rate that guy as number one in that debate. Then the governor, number two. Then Lasun, the LP guy, number three.
How did he come across, the Lasun guy?
Well, he spoke very well too. He spoke very well. I mean, he was articulate. It's just that why didn't put him in his second position from the ADC guy is because this Boyega really defended himself, even though some of his defense were all lies and everything, but at least he stood his ground. I was looking at his body language. He was well composed, and you won't say he didn't even flinch in any way. Like, okay, read his body language, like maybe he's fearful, maybe you could tell like he was lying, even though he was lying. But that's why I put him second. Then last
who comes number four? Yeah,
number four is the other guy, the other party, that guy that was on the extreme right, from,
SDP.
SDP. Okay. SDP guy fourth. Then this guy, the PDP guy fifth, because the guy was just he wasn't coherent. He was just blabbing and.
No, mind. I'm with you. This is what I'm saying. I said compare him to the way he used to speak like 4 years ago. So
maybe that's
I was comparing him to his old self.
Okay.
Not to the people that are on stage. Remember, I said they had a cut out of him just speaking, not debating with the other candidates. I said compare that guy, him of now, to 4 years ago. He's improved a lot. So when I say he did well, it's not about policy or anything. No. I'm talking about the old dancing guy compared to the guy speaking on.
It was able to speak in a coherent manner.
Yeah, so he was able to at least articulate. I mean, basic English to communicate his positions on issues. So there's been a vast improvement on his own part to that. But how that will affect the national debate, I don't think that will happen. As long as the margin is very close, then there will not be so much damage on either side. But if you have a landslide, then we can have that conversation about shaping towards the federal president election. But for now, I don't see that happening.
All right, brilliant. So let me take you to this space. This somewhat curious little skirmish that is going on between the IPOB and curiously Sheikh Gumi. So Sheikh Gumi came out yesterday to say that it is quite notable that the IPOB agitation has petered down somewhat since Obi emerged as a presidential candidate. And very quickly, IPOB come out today to say that Peter Obi is nothing to do with them. They are nothing to do with the Nigerian state and their sham election and their usual language. But what struck me is really that anytime that anybody tries to make the association between Peter Obi and IPOB as an organization quickly comes out to try and debunk that and distance themselves from Peter Obi. So why do you think they are doing that? Do you think they somewhat tacitly endorse Peter Obi? And do you think that Sheikh Gumi is right to say that they have slowed down activities and they are slowing down activities is somewhat of a covert support for Peter Obi? So the aligning of Peter Obi's name with IPOB is something that's never going to go away, Babati.
Yeah, so smart move on the part of the IPOB to say that, and smart move on Obi's part to also take that same position. We have to understand that we have to put in the middle of the road. There are people that actually support IPOB and also love Peter Obi. Get my point? So they are there, so you cannot. If IPOB goes hard against Obi, they might lose some people that have some kind of sympathy and understand his position on running for the presidency. And if you have core Obi supporters going against the IPOB, you're going to have that breakup. So it's better to keep it that way. So it's not about the movement itself, the leadership of the movement. It's about the followership in those two organizations. Shegumi knows what he's doing. He's trying to incite the North again. It's like the way they treated Obama doing his run for presidency. They kept bringing on Jeremiah Wright and the Black Panther movement. They kept bringing that up. Not because they care about them necessarily, but they know what that does to the racist, white Americans, how it will trigger that racist tendencies inside of them. So they kept doing that. So what he's doing is, if I can link OB to IPOB, then his chances of winning elections in the North become slimmer and slimmer by the day. So I think it's better. I mean, I think IPOB deep down inside, they are rooting for OB. They will not say it in public, of course. So I think that's the best position they could have. That's the best way to go about it. Just denounce him, and whatever you have to do it behind the scenes. And I think on Obi's part as well, to denounce them, and even though wish him well from afar, and some way somehow mobilize your supporters to support him during the elections, and that would be the best way to go. But they cannot publicly come out and embrace each other. That would be a disaster for both parties. So, but I think Shegumi is just playing that tribal card again, trying to reduce his chances or reduce his chances enough. That's what he's doing basically. So
all right.
Yeah.
All right. Still in that space, Babati. If Atiku wins the election, do you think the IPOB would reactivate their struggle if Atiku wins?
Of course, they will go back to their old narrative, but at that point, it will become a joke because nobody will take them serious again. It will not be as strong, like, come on, guys, where were you? So they won't take that. It won't be as, I mean, they will still be there, but nobody will, especially, okay, let me even add one layer to it. Let's say Obi towards the election then says, what, I'm going to support Atiku. And he supports Atiku, right? And Atiku wins. Then that pretty much destroyed IPOB's movement then. I mean, for the meantime, for the first 4 or 8 years of Atiku's time in office. So I think that it's better for them if their own man wins. But if Atiku wins with the support of Peter Obi or a large chunk of, the Igbo, because they've historically voted for PDP, right, in the Southeast.
Yes.
So if he wins, let's say Atiku wins the presidency and he won all the 5 Igbo states, then Igbos can then lay claim to want more in his administration, right? They want more positions, more juicy positions. Then if he grants them those wishes and he gives them like a secretary of state or chief of staff and petroleum, those juicy spots, if he gives it to them because of what they did to him, then it'd be very hard for IPOB to come out and start, yabbing, So that kind of nails them off, So I think they should be very careful to, how they react and respond. Yeah.
All right, Babati is still in that space. If Peter Obi wins the presidency, will IPOB reactivate their struggle for Biafra?
You remember what OBJ did to OPC now? Remember when OBJ won and OPC started to, run their mouth with that Oduduwa Republic? Or not many people that it was actually OPC doing that in the 90s before. You know how OBJ dealt with them, because you won't want it to be your own people doing the destruction. Now you don't want that thing to come from your own side of the country. So you're gonna go hard. I hope he does, but that's the way I think he would do it. He's gonna go hard on them because everybody's gonna be watching any appearance or any slight or even chance that is giving them a fair treatment. Learning from the Buhari, presidency. Any chance that if give them any favors or anything, people will complain. So he's going to go hard on the IPOB. I think Obi will go harder on IPOB than even Buhari to prove a point that is strong and is a type of leader. So it's not go well for IPOB if you decide.
You see the anticipation, Babati, is that if Peter Obi wins, you will not hear from IPOB again.
Yeah, they don't. I think they might not be a guy affected. I'm saying that if they remain stubborn and say, we want to keep doing our thing, then it's gonna have to come hard on them, just the same way OBJ did.
Yeah, but the thing is, they won't have an audience for the agitation That's
right.
yeah.
They become a nuisance to the public. Like,
Yeah, yeah, because the Southeast will want to see Peter Obi do well, and they won't give audience to any Biafra talk,
Right.
which is to make the wider point that Sheikh Gumi is making, that essentially the IPOB narrative is a political gimmick.
I mean, well, some people actually believe that. Like, they actually believe in those. I mean, there may not be a lot in number, but some people actually believe those core values
Of course, IPOB
So,
agitation.
but the IPOB, the problem with IPOB things like they've allowed so many people in that movement that they've infiltrated like the core values. The core players that actually believe in that movement, they've been sidelined some ways. And now you have noisemakers that are kind of encroached the space. So because I know people that they actually believe. I know people in America that they believe, they give a lot of money to that movement. They really believe in that agitation. But unfortunately, the noisemakers have kind of overshadowed them in that movement, and it's kind of made it kind of like a joke. Nobody takes it seriously on international level. So that I think, but I don't dismiss the true believers of that movement. They are still there somewhere. They are still there, man.
Oh, all right, brilliant. So thank you, Babati. So, Babati, let me go on from you to Ajanle Koko, who has rejoined us. I wonder if he's ready to go. Ajanle Koko, are you ready to go? Oh, all right, we don't so. Let me go from Ajanle Koko then to Rational Mind. Rational Mind, are you ready? No one is ready. Whoever is
Hello?
ready.
Well, I'm here.
Hello?
I'm doing dishes, but then if I don't get
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let Rational Mind go. Let him go.
Oh no!
Mind your for buck kilo shele.
Look at this guy. Yeah, doing dishes. Look at that. Special delicacy.
If you want to go on, Jeleko, go on.
Oh, okay. No, let me go to FA. Then I'll come back to you, gentlemen, because I think you have
okay.
to. Sorry. Let me come to FA if you are ready. FA, are you there? It's going well today, isn't it? So FA doesn't.
FA is not there.
Oh no, FA is not there. Oh, okay. So let me come to you then, Ajanle Koko. The Peter Obi space and his little skirmish with Tinubu in Oshogbo. So Tinubu says that the obedient, they will labor till death, and Peter Obi comes back to say there's dignity in labor. But I don't quite think that Peter Obi fully understood what Tinubu is, because Babati just pointed it out that he was prodding at him to see how he reacts. But I'm not quite sure that Peter Obi is ready for what is coming. So Agbero politics versus gentleman politics. This is what is to come. Ajanle Koko.
Well, good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody, wherever you are. Please click on the like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so. One man, you see, in Yoruba land, when politicians go out for campaign, there's one thing we call Orin Ote, and kind of the use of languages, words rather, to ridicule the political opponent. That is what Tinubu is tapping into. It's normal for our politicians in Yoruba land when they are playing local politics. Local politics in Yoruba land, the campaign goes with the use of abuses, language, and rubbish the opponent with all sort of language and drag them to the mud, destroy their personality. Even though that they're still going to campaign on the issue, but that destruction of political opponent, drag their name to the mud, tell them the history of their family history, and destroy them is normal in Yoruba land. It's the way, at the local level, local campaign, that is where it is done. So, and that is what Ashwaju is tapping into. Does it look good to us that are educated, that are westernized? No. But to them, over there, at that local level, in a state like Osun State, it's normal. It is the indigenous way of political campaign in Yoruba land. So, but to those of us that are westernized, we can just go, oh, it is bad. No, it's not supposed to do so. Yes, it's not supposed to do so. So those of us that are westernized in our exposure, in our way of doing things and stuff like that. So, Ashwaju was using that strategy, to rattle them and, put them in disarray and destabilize them, and it's normal in Yoruba land in local politics. So one man, that's the way I see it.
All right. So, Ajale Koko, everybody's in Oshogbo as we speak now, and the people not in Oshogbo flying in just as we're speaking now. So, Atiku on his way in, all of his party members are going to be there to support him. Tinubu is there already causing trouble. Peter Obi is there as his first outing at that presidential space. So a lot of people are saying that this is somewhat of a mini referendum on what is to come in February. Babati doesn't especially agree, but I think that a lot of people will extrapolate from this Osun State election and project it to 2023. So what are your expectations then for Saturday in Oshogbo?
Okay, let me say a little bit further on that Rofo campaign by Tinubu. You see, Tinubu should be very, very watchful of the kind of campaign messages or campaign strategy that is putting out there, because as the candidate of the party that govern Nigerian state, he should know that it's going to be under the radar, because we're in the world of social media. Now we are discussing his Rofo campaign, and so other people will be discussing it. So him and his advisor should be able to, devise a campaign strategy that will not carry too much of Rofo, campaign messages. They have to tone it down because they are under the radar. Everybody monitor them because he's a leading candidate, or can we say, one of the most powerful politicians in Nigeria. And, the response of Peter Obi, maybe Peter Obi needs to brush up a little bit how to jab back when opponents jab them. Should be able to jab back in a little way to send a message to them that, hey, if you can talk rough to me, I know the game too. I will talk rough to you. If they have allowed,
but do you see him doing that though?
Obi is a quiet man. He's a corporate. He's a corporate. Obi is not a politician per se. Obi is not a politician per se. If we are to be Wike that is there, Wike will blast Tinubu like crazy. Wike is a grounded politician as well, and he have that basket mouth too. But Obi is just a corporate figure that he just found himself in politics in a very wrong place, in a wrong country. He would have been better to be in a Western world to play his politics. So that's the kind of person he is.
Just on that, Ajale Koko, not Babati, but Ajale Koko. Just on that, the perfect scenario will be to substitute Obi to America and bring Donald Trump to Nigeria, because Donald Trump is a Nigerian politician,
Oh, yeah.
and Mr. Obi is an American politician.
Yeah. Obi way of politicking is not our way of doing it in Nigeria. So that is why he could not push back. That is why he could not punch Achuaju in a very devastating way that, you will have been the talk of the town now. If we are to be Okupe that responded, I think Okupe, he know how to play that game too. And he's from Yoruba land. He understand the terrain. He understand how the game is played. Huh?
Do you think it's a deputy, that is that guy from Kaduna? Do you think that guy is loud-mouthed to be able to attack attack Tinubu?
You may if we are to be his deputy.
His deputy, yeah.
We don't know that one too. I mean, that one we don't know.
He's somebody that has bad mouth too. I mean, if you look at the way he speaks.
I've never seen him on campaign, I've never.
No, I've seen his interviews. He's a corporate guy too, well spoken. He's a corporate guy too. I don't see him as an attack.
But it strikes me that somebody you can get dirty. It strikes me as somebody
that person too. Yeah.
It's a Jebota guy. I don't know if he's can play that kind of agbero.
Now he has that butter flavor when he talks. I've seen him. Compare him to Wiki now. I mean, come on. Come on.
No, Wiki is a different planet now. Wiki will. In fact, Wiki would have been the first to attack Tinubu as he's landing from the plane. They say, "Well, this guy, in fact, Wiki, don't try."
So I don't see. I mean, like you said, if they were in a different environment, they would have done well. But your VP has to be your attack dog. That's the way it works. That person has to be your attack dog that will bite anybody that try to mess with you. But I don't see. Maybe I'm wrong. You never know. Maybe time will tell.
I think that VP, that guy, the few interviews I've seen, that guy could be something.
He has a bit of spice, Abi.
Yeah. It's I don't see him as someone that's. I think he can talk. He can pour out his mind, So the way he was talking in the last interview, he was making an analysis, and at a point he said, "Well, let me stop at this level." I think he can pour out his mind. So let's see.
But how about the Okowa guy? Do you see him as an
Okowa is very.
It's not as strong as him. So that means that VP debate will be very, very interesting to watch then. The VP debate will be very interesting to it'll be more interesting than the presidential debate, because I want to see how those three do on stage, because they have to attack each other for their primary, for their so that would be interesting to watch.
All right, back to you, Ajay Koko. All right, we seem to
okay. So what do you call So Obi doesn't know how to play that game, and that's why he responded in such a Ajabota Unyubo style of this thing. If we are to be Okupe will have firebat at Tinubu, and that would have been the talk of the town now.
Have you been impressed by Okupe, Janle Koko? I've always found him impressive, but I didn't know he was skillful to this level. He's just picked a middle of the road guy and he's polished him to this level. Have you been impressed by Okupe?
Hey, Okupe has been in politics since Third Republic as well, since the day of SDP. And he knows how to play the game, though he never contested for position, but he has been spokesperson of several people spokesperson of organization, campaign organization, spokesperson of the president and stuff. So he know how to, play that combative, he can be very, very combative, in responding to issue against his own party and the position that he represents. So maybe next time, Labour Party, anytime they're going for campaign, they should allow Okupe to speak more. Obi will speak, but they should allow Okupe as well to speak because he knows how to speak to the people, particularly in Yoruba land. They should let him speak more in Yoruba land.
Ajale Koko, do you imagine Baba Dibu is still alive now? The tantrum Baba Dibu will be throwing. So that is the politics, one man.
Yeah, so they should allow Okupe to speak more and respond more against this kind of attack against Labour Party. So you understand the game well in Yoruba land. So Labour Party should let Okupe respond to this kind of attack against their party.
Do you mean the way APC used their Lai Mohammed?
Yes. You are right. Right.
It's as formidable as Lai Mohammed, if not more. I'm more polished.
Yes. So I think Labour Party missed that chance. They've used that chance to fire back at Tinubu, fire back at him, fire back at their party, drag them on the floor, and that will have been the news of the town now. So they didn't do good on that campaign.
I think you're right, Ajanle Koko. If Peter Obi had yielded that space to and for the future, maybe this is something he needs to be doing. If he used that space for Okokwe to go after Tinubu, then he would have kept his gentleman persona, and Okokwe would have done the dirty work. They can be doing it like that. But
another angle to it is, I wish sure that the media team of Obi, they are aware that Tinubu said this before they went on that podium and start giving their own campaign speech.
No. He countered back because he countered back to say that Obi said that the Tinubu rather said that the obedient movement, they will labor till they die.
I know. I know. But is he aware that Tinubu said that?
Yeah, because he countered back.
So that countering back is that in response to what Tinubu said, or he just said that on his own?
No. Come on, rational mind.
No. One man. It's another thing for us to be saying all this. Because for me, what I think is this. I think this. I'm yet to if you have any fact to that effect, that is what he said in countering what in response to what Tinubu said, then that makes sense. But then for me, what I think is, I don't think he knew. His media team are not aware that this is what, because this thing happened within a period of 2 hours or in between. So were they monitoring the space? Do they know that this is what Tinubu said? And I had to prepare a speech for him and let him know that.
All right, let me bring it to you. So this is sorry. Let me quickly give you this. So this is midway through. It says, I asked you to please do the same thing you did in Ekiti. Come out with your PVC and vote massively for APC. The voting is now in your hands. Be very vigilant. Be watchful. You will not do it in vain. Think about your children and vote accordingly so you can see the future. Come out en masse. Don't mind PDP and other mushroom parties. Parties like Labour, they will labor till they die. God will not make you laborers. You are next. We will be here till tomorrow. We will come back here for a victory dance. Look at the trajectory of our lives. We make promises and we fulfill. We are the ones upholding the party, the Buhari party. Don't answer the naysayers. Reacting on Wednesday, Obi noted that there is dignity in labor. The former Anambra State governor, who is also in Oshogbo to campaign for the LP governorship candidate, urged the people to reject the APC and PDP in the elections. Those of you who are gathered here, it is easy for you to think those other parties who have kept Nigeria in darkness for 23 years are better. You are the ones that are suffering. They have stolen your future, and I want you to recover it from them. You have no jobs, you have no food. Your children are not in school, and their children are schooling overseas. This is the time to recover Nigeria. This is the time to take Nigeria back. We have governors that are owing salary and pensions, and labor people who are working hard have not been paid. Okay, so here it is now. Somebody said that they can labor till death. When they show hatred and talk like that, Labour Party will show them love. There is dignity in labor. So that was a direct frontal, and he even said it in his own words, a response to Tinubu. Yeah. Back to Ajani Koko.
Okay, so they missed that chance. I hope they will prepare for the next time to go after this corrupt politician as well. If you want to fight strong politicians, people that are so cruel, like leadership in APC, you have to go after them. You have to attack them frontally and drag them on the as you campaign on issue. You have to drag them to the mud as well, expose their personality, destroy their personality, and that is how you can, open up, topic of discussion in the news. That is the way to play the politics. So, but maybe Obi doesn't know how to play it. The team around him have not advised him well, or maybe they didn't have the right person to be the spokesperson, to be the campaign top person. They haven't advised that. So they have to know that yes, the strong campaign against strong politician is very important for them to help them canvassing for vote from Nigerians. It's very important as well. So let me go to what's the other thing that you?
No, I was asking that everybody that is at the top of the table, they are in Oshogbo now to canvass aggressively hard for their candidates. So Peter will be already there. We saw him in the video clip that we played earlier. Tinubu already there. We heard him from his commentaries. Atiku flying in. So I'm saying that this Oshogbo election could well be a mini referendum, an indicator of what is to come for February 2023. And I'm also saying that Peter Obi will learn firsthand politics at this level. It is dirty, it is ugly, and it's highly monetized. So the money that he ran away from PDP, he will meet it again in Oshogbo. All of that are Ajande Koko.
Oh, yes. So Atiku is coming tomorrow with leadership of PDP. They're going to be in Oshogbo town, and I believe they will play the politics, the campaign the way it's supposed to be played. They will attack APC administration at the national level, the way they have dragged Nigeria into this crisis we find ourselves. They will go after the state governor as well. And, they are going to help the leadership coming. We help, what's the name of that? The governorship, Adeleke. We help to position Adeleke, to the people of Osun once again, that yes, this guy is well recognized by Nigerians, and give him a shot so that he can take you to that national recognition as well. Whether their campaign will help him to win election or not, we don't win. The last one in 2019, we saw it. It was rigged. That guy actually won the election, but they rigged it. This time around, the governor that have been there for the past 4 years, I believe he has done a lot of things that will have,
that he can campaign on, yeah.
Yes, he has done a lot of things that he can campaign on. He has done a lot of things that, some people might have seen him as a better governor than the previous one. So But what I've noticed there is that most of the traditional leaders I've seen in that state, I've seen them giving support to this governor. So that might be a that might increase his chances of winning, because those obas, whether we like it or not, they have their own people at the grassroots too. They are politicians as well. But Adeleke is a grassroots politician as well. Unfortunately, APC membership in the assembly constitute the majority. So that shows that APC, they have,
A
better,
stronghold, yeah.
they have a stronghold. But Adeleke is not a pushover. He's a strong politician. His personality, I mean, the family name is a name that resonates with people of Osun, and they always, give it to them every time they are on the race. They always vote for them, because the first time governor of the state, the Adeleke Disherubawon, he was the one that transformed that state into a what do you call? Osun state to a modern state that we know today. He started from him, and the people of that state never forget that, and they always support them at any time they are on the ticket for election. Maybe they're gonna do it again this time. We have to wait and see it. But the last time performance of this Adeleke tells me that it's not a pushover. It can come back again and do the magic and win the election. So APC knows that as well. They don't underrate him. There's a crack in APC. The Labour Party was in APC. It broke away from APC. The Aregbesola group in APC, we don't know if they are going to vote for the governor. They might end up voting for Lasun or vote for Adeleke. We don't know what they are doing, but they are not in good terms with the governor. So there's a crack in APC which could cost them the election.
Is the governor doing well? Is the governor doing well?
Which governor they do well for Nigeria? I better forget. So, let's wait to start. But tomorrow campaign by the national leadership of PDP, including Abubakar, I think it will boost the campaign. It will boost its chance of getting votes on Saturday as well, because they're going to come out there. They will jam back that place. They will, go after APC as a party. The destruction that APC have done to this country, they will remind Nigerian people, they will tell Nigerian people once again tomorrow, and maybe some people will take that anger to election day and vote against APC. But I can still give them 50-50 chance between APC and PDP. Other party, I don't see them in the play. They will just it's between APC and PDP, one man.
Angelo Coco, can I say something? One man.
Yeah.
If you look at the last election, the person that really spoiled the show for Adeleke was this man, the current secretary of the APC.
Omishore.
Yeah, of the SDP then. It was on the ticket of SDP then, yes.
So, I mind you was formerly, I think it was in PDP too. And then
it was PDP.
It sliced the vote of the PDP.
Yes,
that was calculated by APC. They did that.
Now, look at the calculation right now. Yeah, now look at the current calculation right now. APC is fragmented now, with Lasso, a former deputy speaker, out of the picture, and he has taken a chunk of APC votes, no doubt, from what I see. And so APC is having lesser now. PDP is still having something somewhat intact kind of voter base. So what I see here that might happen, And again, the ADC guy too. I think he was formerly on that on that APC too, but not a known guy. So I think APC will have some of that votes stolen. So which might propel this guy Adeleke to win that that election. That's what I see might happen.
Yeah, it's just between APC and PDP the way I look at it, because both of them at each other's neck, and any one of them can win tomorrow. It's going to be a tough fight.
All right, Adale Koko, I want to bring you this piece. It's from it's by Ebun Adegboruwa, and it struck me as curious, and I was wondering what people are making of it. So he's not a politician. You remember him, of course, from the NSAS panel. He was the one fighting the administration about people being killed, people not being killed. So he has now come into that presidential space to run his own commentary. 2023 presidency, Peter Obi, Baba Ahmed have nothing to offer. Adegboruwa speaking, but why would he say that? Legal practitioner Ebun Olu Adegboruwa says he's not impressed with Peter Obi, Baba Ahmed candidacy. The former governor and ex-lawmaker are running for the 2023 presidency under the Labour Party LP ticket. In a statement, Adegboruwa described them as usurpers with no legitimate party or structure. He said they were not different from Atiku and Bola Tinubu, APC, PDP candidates. The senior advocate of Nigeria said Obi and Baba Ahmed used their financial prowess to corner a ticket meant for genuine representatives of the working class. He accused the candidates of parading dubious statistics and gathering a mob support without ideology other than anger against the status quo. What does Peter Obi offer or represent in present-day Nigeria other than ethnic and religious sentiments? Were those not the same factors that produced the error of the Buhari regime? Are we not to rate aspirants in line with their track record? Adegboruwa further questioned the aspiration in Peter Obi's Adegboruwa rather further questioned the inspiration in Peter Obi's 8 years adventure in Anambra State. The SAN said after the gruesome murder of Harira Jubril in Anambra, Obi neither visited the family nor issued a statement in condemnation. Do we now hand over Nigeria to opportunists and inventors of commercial degrees? The right activist quipped. He added that Obi would not have emerged as the disgruntled representative of the LP if PDP's umbrella shaded him. Adegboruwa also chided LP promoters, Nigeria Labour Party, Nigeria Labour Congress for failing to engage in meaningful struggle since the APC assumed office. I cannot see the benefit for Nigeria in the Obi/Baba Ahmed stillborn, that is STILLBORN, stillborn ticket. Neither do I discern any marked difference between Atiku, Obi, and Tinubu. The statement added that a decamped or frustrated member of the oligarchy is worse than their master. So there it is. It's quite scathing and quite pointed. But why is he doing that, Adegboruwa? You'd have thought that somebody like him would be part of the Obi space, but he just dismisses it out of hand. What are you making of his submission, Adale Koko?
I think it's just trying to wake Nigerians up that don't fall into this trap of Obi and LP campaign. It's just trying to tell Nigerians that they are the same as politicians that we have, Atiku and Tinubu, that they are not different from other two parties. He mentioned it clearly that if the PDP have accommodated him well, he wouldn't have run out from PDP. It's just because he couldn't get what he wanted there. That's why he run away to go and
Why
take.
are people not making note of that? Because this is just something that played out, 3 months ago. He fought tooth and nail for the PTP ticket. He wasn't able to get it. And then he moved to pursue his ambition somewhere else. So that's fair enough, though, because if he holds that ambition fervently, then he's within his rights to go and chance his hand in another party. But then to tell us then from that other party that his intention is to cleanse the system when he was the system just 3 months ago. I mean, what are we talking about now?
Yeah, that is. I mean, the man is saying the truth. There is not lying against him, and everything he mentioned in his statement are quite, you know, they are true. They are not. He didn't lie against him. He mentioned about the death of a particular girl in Anambra State, that he didn't visit the family, and all the rest of it. You see, the problem with us as people is that we are two tribal people. What do you call Thomas was telling us yesterday that he doesn't care if we vote for Tinubu because Tinubu is a Yoruba man. He will not leave Yoruba man. And the same thing goes with a lot of our Igbo brother for their support for Obi. Though we have some other people, we have some Yoruba and some others supporting Obi as well. But majority of people supporting him, they are Igbo people. And they have their reason for Igbo because it's one of them. And that is the way it is in Yoruba and in our country. A lot of Hausa people will support Atiku that we bash here in the South. But a lot of Northerners will support him. And the same with Bola Tinubu. So it's more, and we want to defend our own. We want to protect our own and condemn others. That is the politics that we play in Nigeria. So Onogorua is trying to wake up Nigerian people. Don't be carried away with all this lie. He is part of them. And he said it clearly. And this has been my position here as well, that what is it that Obi is carrying into Labour Party that his political ideology, his economic philosophy, it does not even rhyme with that of Labour Party. But he went to take up the ticket of Labour Party. So is that not questionable? That's questionable, man. Everything you stand for it's not same thing that Labour Party stand for. So should that not call for concern? You should not call for questioning. But we don't do it. We don't do it as people. It's our own. Let us support him. Hey, this is something. There's something new. Hey, we go after him. So go with him. That's it. So Onagorua is just trying, to me, with all he said, he's not trying to destroy Obi or say anything. He's just trying to wake Nigerians up. That is one of them. What's the big deal? All of them cannot do anything good for Nigeria. Obi, to win election in the north, he must ally with strong politicians in the north. And to ally with strong politicians, you have to give up something. All of you must enter into agreement that, okay, when you win, this is what we will get. So it's just for themselves. It's not for us. But we people are not participating. We are not doing our own thing for us to, have our own candidate that can work for us, that we can push and tell him. We are not in the play at all in this politics.
Don't land with Shorel. Don't lie with Shorel.
Why can't I lie with you? We are not in the play. We are just a rubber stamp. Yeah. We are going to be a rubber stamp. We are not in the play. We are going to be used. They're going to set us against each other on the basis of our tribal and religious line. And then at the end of the day, we're going to rubber stamp them by giving them our vote. And when they get there, they've settled themselves up there. And that's the way the politics, that's what they've been doing. So we are not in the play at all. But we We haven't, you know, we are not, we don't come to the realization that we are not in the play at all. We are not in the play. And when you're not in the play, you can't get anything. And that's the true aspect of it. When you're not in the play, you can't get anything. And that's why they have been failing us, because we never be in the play. They are the only one in the play. They settle themselves up there. They don't settle us. What are the things that we need? We need electricity, we need good road, we need good hospital, good education, and all the rest. No, they will never give it to us because we are not in the play. But all these things that we are denied of, they have it. If they don't have good road, they can fly with helicopter from one place to the other. They have better security. They have security men around them. We don't have no security. They have good water that run in their house. They have bowl, good sound one. They have electricity. They can afford. The state can pay for their generator to run 24 hours. So they can go abroad for treatment. Their children are in abroad, schooling in best, having best education in the world. So this is the way it plays. So, but Onagorua is just saying us, telling us everything about Obi and this guy, that they are politicians like these people and don't expect any change. So the real change is when we have our constitution dismantled and we have a new constitution where the new constitution that will take care of the interests of all Nigeria. And that is when we can start having Nigeria that can work for all Nigeria. But the way it is now, that country cannot work for any one of us with the constitution we have in place. And the restructuring, none of them is talking of restructuring. They are not bold to talk of restructuring because they're scared that if they talk on restructuring, some people from one side of the country or the other would not want to vote for them because they will feel, oh, you want to change us if you do restructuring and so. None of them is doing it. But my Shore is talking restructuring, is talking of the dismantling the constitution to give us a new constitution. But people, for being what we are, not courageous people, we don't want to lie behind him, but want to follow politicians that, you know, what they know to do best is to divide us along religious and ethnic line. And that is what we know to do best. And that's what we are still doing. So Onogoriyo is saying the truth. We should just go and sleep over what he said, think over it, and then do the right thing. That's my take on Onogoriyo. Hello? Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you, Ajalico.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Maybe one man step out.
Oh, one man step
Maybe
out.
Step
so,
out.
Okay.
So, you can continue the conversation.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
There was something I typed in the comments. I mean, in the private chat to one man. I thought maybe he saw it. Since I didn't get a response, it means it wasn't here. So anyway, did you see the press release by Professor Bolaji Akinyemi? Did you read that?
Bolaji Akinyemi.
Yeah, did you read his press release?
I saw it, but I've not read it. I think it was condemning Tinubu Muslim ticket, right?
Wow, there is a real expose on that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a real expose. Something going on. I mean, I don't know if one man is here so that we can discuss that. I want him to read that to our audience so that people get to know what is going on. Because
we are telling them that this Muslim ticket it's going to create a serious problem for Tinubu.
The issue is
it's going to create a serious problem, but a lot of people doesn't see it. I mean, some people, like one man and Kulata, they're thinking that you cannot, but a lot of people are resisting it. A lot of people are pushing back. A lot of people are coming out strongly against it, and it can give him a setback in this election. But what do you think, Rational Mind?
Well, you see, it's not about Tinubu, it's about the future of the people in that country called Nigeria. It's about the people. It's not about just to hell with Tinubu with his ambition. I know he doesn't care. All he cares is just to get there and be president and go into the records or the annals of Nigeria that he was once a president or he won an election. But it's about our people back home. You see, what is going on with this Muslim ticket? There's a grand plot, there's a grand plan, which even Obasanjo himself has also made reference to that. We've had Danjuma from Taraba State, former defense minister, also saying something similar to that. And Professor Akinyemi now giving this, giving this expose on what is going on. You will kind of like understand that there's something going on. Because with this Muslim ticket,
rational mind, what did he say categorically, please?
I would need you guys to go read it. But then I can give a summary of it. Now, what he said, what I see going to happen here is what happened in Afghanistan of 1970, in the 70s, 1960s. What happened in Lebanon that was predominantly a Christian country in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and now the tide has changed, the table has changed, has turned over now. Might or possibly happen in Nigeria with this Muslim ticket. Now, this is what he said. There's a lot of indictment of Shetima with the Kabiru, this Sokoto. I don't know if any of you remember Kabiru Sokoto, the Madala bomber. You remember that? How he was arrested several times and later he escaped and then they arrested him and people that were complicit in that. Shetima was one of them. It was never revealed. It was never mentioned. But what Bolaji said was that. I'm here. Yeah. So what Bolaji said was that there is a plot going on here. There's a plot, guys. Let me come back. I have something I have to do here. Just go on. Let's on.
Okay. So, but as rational mind is saying that ticket,
there is no more pushback. I expect the Nigeria should be a little bit agitated, but it's as if people just quite quiet that let's just move on. We already take it as it is. Because I expect the war.
You are not following.
Thomas, I think you're not following the media space very well.
You don't follow the media space well. No,
you're following
you
the media space very well. You will see a lot of people.
There's a lot of pushback. There's a lot of pushback. A lot of people are speaking up.
Even did you watch the interview that was granted this guy yesterday? Is it part of Tommy? People are speaking up.
I watched it. Yeah, a lot
and even Abu, the one in the sex toy. I watched his interview yesterday. I don't know that guy is a Christian. No, Ajale Koko.
He's a Christian now.
Oh, he's a Christian. Wow.
Even all the Christian organ in APC, all of them are saying that they are not going to vote for their party. They're going to pull out. You see, in the northern part of Nigeria. So it's look, but
now let me
rational minds. You want to say?
Let me read this to you.
Okay.
I know it's a long read, but I think some of us, I'm gonna have to post it. So there's several articles in the Sun, the Guardian, PM News. I think it's in JJ Media too carried it, and so I don't know what is wrong with Sahara Reporters. It's been, I don't know if you guys had issues. I've been having issues with Sahara Reporters. It's the same news they've had for the past few days as on their site. I'm not seeing a change, so I don't know. Maybe their site is down. Now it says here by Professor Bolaji Owakiyemi, he says fundamentalists are usually very well structured in their drive to establish an Islamic state. They can be connected and yet appear as if they are at cross purposes. They operate an extremely complex network and very deceptive system to the undiscerning. You will find it hard to connect Tinubu and El-Rufai ideologically, but can these two be disconnected from what APC is today? Yeah, was El-Rufai who came to Lagos to teach Lagosians how to sack a political godfather. The outburst of El-Rufai against Tinubu in the political space in the past has been something else. It is, however, amazing that Kaduna State was the laboratory where Tinubu's theory of an Islamic state was experimented. The results of that experiment is a leadership apathy seen in the unstoppable killings in the indigenous Christian settlements in Kaduna State. I hope we understand that part that I just read. How come nobody is asking the question why El-Rufai, who wants the Godfather sacked, in the sacked is the ambassador of the Muslim fundamentalist leadership agenda? The need to unearth fundamentalist operation by unmasking their men among us is sacrosanct. There are 4 major divisions in fundamentalism. It goes here and says there are the foot soldiers, jihadists, who are out for war against the sovereignty of a state till it will fall from secularism to Islamism. To this belong the Boko Haram and ISWAP, etc. It's a long read, but what I'm just trying to say here is that there's a way he explained this whole thing going on, because you see what happened in Kaduna is a mini experiment of what might happen if we had that Muslim. Mind you, Kaduna is predominantly Muslim. Should I say maybe 50%, 55% or 52% predominantly Christian rather. 52%, I think 50 is 52, 48, something like that, around that figure. Now, but they had a Muslim ticket, and they won. And I look at the killings of the Christian in the South and the apathy, the seeming apathy of El-Rufai, who does not even care about what is going on, happening to the Christians in the South. Now, could this be a template for what is to happen if we have Tinubu as the Muslim president and a deputy, a vice as a Muslim? How would the cause of the Christians be championed by these two people? These are some of the questions we have to. The script they are playing out. It's very insidious. We can't even really understand it right now, even though we can.
But for rational mind, don't you think maybe Tinubu is not in that caucus? They are in.
Okay, let me give you that of Tinubu. You say Tinubu is not. You can say Tinubu is not in that caucus. Well, let us see what happened. According to Akiyemi, which all of us were aware of what happened in Lagos, the burning of that guy in Lekki, the burning of that, the killing of that guy in Lekki, and the burning of that woman in Alaba, and the storming of that of Owo, where they killed them. Look at what all these things that played out. Now, do you know in Lagos State now there is an Islamic Sharia customary kind of marriage in Lagos now? Do you know that? Nobody knew about it. It was secretly passed. And they've asked this guy, who is the deputy, is the speaker of House of Assembly in Lagos State, this guy that had issues sometime back. What's his name? Obasa denied it. I mean, not as if he didn't even want to respond. So there is an insidious thing going on here. I don't want to sound like an alarmist, but I just want all of us to start looking at these things gradually and look at this one by one and see what is going on here. Because for me, what happened in Lebanon or what happened in Afghanistan many years back when they were not when they were secular states or predominantly most Christian. When you talk about Lebanon, it was predominantly Christians, but the insidious way that the people infiltrated them through the Palestinian, they allowed them to come in as a refugee, and from there they became having kids and they started taking up space. And before you know it, they just housed the Christians and started bombing them and started using acts of terrorism against them, and they started fleeing, running away from Lebanon. These might play out. You need to go and look at Lebanon as a template, as what might possibly happen in Nigeria. The way they did it, that they Islamized Lebanon today, whereby Lebanon that used to be almost 80% Christians in the past. You cannot even see them down now. They're almost like 20-something%. And the Muslims are now 80-something%. Look at how they did it, how they chased them all away. So what I'm trying to say is this: in a multi-ethnic and multi-religious country as Nigeria, we should not have what is going on right now. We should not take it. They are trying to dish it to us, and if we allow them to serve it to us and we eat it, we'll have ourselves to blame. They would establish what is going on in Kaduna. They will start chasing all of us out. So I don't understand that.
But for rational mind, sorry for cutting you. Don't you think people will still be? people will still be referring to the days of Abiola when they get Muslim ticket. But the problem that now is Nigeria is more divided now than that time. And maybe they have their agenda, but I don't think Tinubu will be in that agenda. Maybe they just work with him and they have their own secret agenda, which Tinubu is not aware, because I don't see Tinubu as like a terrorist or extremist, even as a Muslim. I don't even count him as a Muslim because he doesn't even, I don't think maybe he even go to mosque. It's just you see him one month, maybe if they're having their salah or this thing. It's not the real Muslim. So that's just my own permutation.
I understand what you're saying. It's that's why I say you need to go read the article. Sometimes they don't appear to be. I mean, in fact, in that article it says they will even marry Christian women because it's part of the grand plot. They make it look as if it's harmless. You see, I don't want to sound like that as an alarmist. Let us go and read. And some people on the comment section, everybody has their opinion. They have the right to whatever. But for me, I'm not trying to be an alarmist in this, but I just want us to reason that all the states in the history of this in the recent history that has fallen into from becoming a secular state or predominantly Christian state into becoming Muslim countries or Muslim dominated countries, this is how it all began. So if we want to have that country as a country whereby we all live side by side, Christian and Muslim, and all one religion dominating the other religion, then we should not let them dish this thing out to us and accept it. Because if you allow them to dish it out and they're already doing it and we're eating it, forget it, we'll have ourselves to blame for the rest of our time as one country in that country. So that's all I have to say. Let us go and read that. Maybe I should just post it in the comment section so that people can go read it. I've been seeing a lot of backlash from people here saying that where's one man? Is one man here?
No, they said he have system problem. It's gonna be bad. Yeah. Okay. I think maybe the system. Yeah.
Do you listen to Senator Abu, the one they caught in the sex toy slapping a lady? He even mentioned, he said, people claim Buhari is a fundamentalist or is a Muslim extremist. He said the 3-time Buhari run that he lost, he picked a Christian. He even picked a pastor as the running mate. He said Tinubu wanted to be Buhari vice, the vice in 2015. Buhari is the one that rejected Tinubu single-handedly. That was prompt him to go and bring Oshogbo, that he will never take that ticket. So I think you are right that people are alarming about this Muslim ticket. I'm alarming as well, but my Yoruba-ness is I will still vote a Yoruba man. That is just my own selfish interest. But this Muslim, it's uncalled for. If he can retract it will be better. Maybe he can change it. I don't think he can change it now. It's too late. Ajali Koko, I don't know.
It's not late till 15th. If he wants to change it, he can change it.
I don't think it's easy as if people think. It's not going to be easy as that to change.
It's not going to be easy. It's going to be easy. It's going to be
majority. The way the whole thing is, they are the majority. You need to bring them to the table for them to. But the funny thing is that some of those states, in fact, they claim to have the majority, but most of the states that they are claiming as part of the northern states that gives them that majority, they are also Christian dominated, and they have Christian, like this Abo from Adamawa state. This guy that was caught in the sex toy is a Muslim. Is a Christian rather, and from Adamawa state. If he votes along with the South, and some other people from Taraba state who are also Christian senators, if they vote, and from Plateau state, they will leave that majority. But I don't know why they cannot. The House of Rep members who are Christians from the North, why can't they side with the South in bringing about this restructuring or this change? You get it? So, but they always want to, like, I don't know what the problem is. And then when they start killing them over there, we start feeling pity for them from the South. Like, I mean, they are also the part of their own problem too. Because if they vote along with the South, if the South come together and say, this is what we want to do, and they help us get that majority to bring about that change, that would, I mean, that would be possible. But they continue classifying themselves as part of the North, or not that ostracize you people. I don't think of you as even as important among them, even though you are a member of the northern states, and but they stay because of your own religion, because you are not Muslim like themselves, and they look at you as differently from them. I mean, I don't know what kind of life are we living, what kind of politics are we playing. That's just my point.
Is the political, party system that we run that is destroying everybody. When you have, two political parties as the only viable party in the country that, lump everybody together, and the moment you get out of the party, it's going to look like as if you cannot be politically relevant again. And that is why you see all the leaders in politics across the country have themselves in one of the two political parties. So, but what we are seeing now maybe is going to, with the emergence of Kwankwaso Party and Labour Party, that are coming up stronger, maybe that will help to spread the expansion of other parties as well. And that will give us a better option. But like I've been saying on this platform, that until we have regional party, if we don't have our region party, we will be shortchanged. We as people, because we are tribal people, that sense of nationality is not there. That patriotism is not there. Patriotism can only come when our interest is taken care of. And how will our interest take care of what is going to take care of our interest is when we have political leaders from our region that understand the peculiarity of our own region, that knows what are the interests of the people in our region, and then can take that to the national level or take that interest to the national level and fight for our interests. The interests of Igbo first, if they are at the National Assembly, that is what they should fight for. What is the interest of the Igbo? What does the Igbo want at that National Assembly that they have to propose that can work for Igbo interests? What is the interest of Yoruba people, those representing Yoruba people? What is their own interest? That is why they are voted for. That is what they should fight for in that National Assembly, but they are not fighting for that. So because they are lumped up in a political party that have brought all of them together, and so it is only their own interests that matter. That political party, manipulated them to say, okay, one Nigeria, let us fight for Nigeria alone. So in the process of fighting for Nigeria, they neglected the interests of their people across the country. And it's their own interest that will matter in that process. And that is what is killing us. But if Yoruba people have their own party, let Igbo have their own party. If Yoruba and Igbo party have some ideology in common that can work well, we can work well. We can work together. And if that of the, the middle belt, have the same ideology, political ideology with us, that we can work together, that is, we go to the National Assembly with that interest to fight for the interest of our people, without need to fight for the interest of our people. And our people, political leaders, representatives will be responsible to us and not to Godfather. But what you have now is Godfather that are looking for what to eat in Nigeria.
So people like Tinubu in the way now, do you think that can be realized?
You can't realize nothing that you're going to realize. You can't realize it.
So
even with Obi, you can't realize it because you have a structure that is designed not to work for the people.
My only thing with Obi is this: I just want to see that paradigm shift, from what we are used to. This boss kind of Baba Saleh, this kind of godfatherism kind of. If he's able to get there without just going through this, which I doubt is going to ever happen, that he could get there, become the president without having to do this spend all this money that they spend, like this idiot is spending right now, or Tinubu. They said they has budgeted trillions of dollars for this election. Imagine when you're spending trillions of dollars. I'm sorry, I said dollars. I'm sorry, trillions of naira. You budget trillions of naira for just this election. How is he going to? Where's that money coming from? Is he not going to recuperate his money back when he gets there? Is it going to be at our own expense for another several years or many years that it's going to be there, depriving us of what we're supposed to have as citizens, using the taxpayers' money to be offsetting all this money we borrowed or whatever he took it from? And then we'll be lamenting that Nigeria is going down again, and then infrastructures are decaying, are not being repaired when the money are supposed to be used for this, and they're using it to pay off all this debt for their election. So if he can break that circle and get in there without having to spend this a lot of money, I think that would be a change. I'm not really expecting him to change, restructure Nigeria or whatever, but let him get there. Let him break that circle first. Maybe from there we can start talking about another different level, from another level we can move to. Not as if I believe that Obi is the panacea. He's going to restructure. I've heard him so many things he says. I'm not really on the same page with him on that. But that he wants to break that circle. That somebody who is not part of the establishment as such, who doesn't have to go through a godfather, who doesn't have to spend billions of naira or billions or trillions of naira to get in there as a president. That is what I want him to break.
All right. Apologies, everyone. You may have noticed that. My system dropped somewhat, and I've been trying to reboot it. It's not coming back on. So I'm just having to connect via my mobile data, my telephone data. So only really to come in to inform you so that I can just shut things down. I'm still looking at the system; it's still showing an orange. Yeah. So apologies for that. I mock the Americans all the time for their poor system, but here I am now.
China made. You see,
there it is. So gentlemen, hopefully activities will resume. Hopefully Alexander Gomez has been keeping you informed because
he told us that your system shut down and you'll be back. Yeah,
it's just not coming back on. But we'll reconvene tomorrow. Apologies, everyone, and to the audience. All right, cheers.